Hello and welcome.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Happy New Year. Also happy JoJolands year. That's right. 2023, the year of JoJolands. You heard it here first, folks. We have a very special episode of Jokakaka here. I'm Jim.
I'm Sam.
Oh, am I supposed to introduce myself? Hey, I'm Aeonstar. Been here a couple of times. 3-peat, 4-peat. I don't know.
Actually might be a 4-peat.
It might be a 4-peat.
But you know what's good for Pete is bingo boards. So we're here.
Hold on. I need a second to process that.
Jim, going from how the Chainsaw Man episodes have been going, Jim's getting more unhinged with like the beginning of the episodes.
It's true. But we're here to talk about JoJoland. So yes, very excited. JoJoland seems to be coming out soon-ish. I believe in a few months, right?
The past month and a half have been a lot of info, and literally like New Year's Eve, we got the most like artist prom tease ever.
Potentially,
that's a good way to describe it.
So yeah, it's the famous image, which I feel like I've seen for hours now, is the rabbit with a little man inside, and he's turned away from the camera.
I do love.
I think I posted it about 7 times, maybe
I just love the community like drawing what they think. It's a really fun art prompt. Really, it's fun to see like what people think.
It's great because like the only part of the clothes that you have is like one stripe on the collar, kind of like Jobin has, and then you also have like most of the face obscured, only that like side ponytail thing.
And
there's much ado about that side ponytail.
It's fun what people think, and now the flashback man stuff is getting involved too. Now.
Oh, obviously,
this came out
fine.
after I made my bingo board too, so like that did not affect any of my bingo things.
Didn't affect any of mine
just
either.
a heads up to put them.
I agree. But so yeah, I'm extremely excited for part 9. I feel like we all are.
Yes.
It's weird. We had like a year without any fresh JoJo content. All we had was that recycled shit with the anime. Disgusting. No, I'm kidding.
We had live action Rohan again.
Disgusting repeated content.
I guess we did have.
I mean, that is repeated content too.
But we did have a few new Rohan chapters.
Oh wait, no, we did have new Rohan.
Like
Yeah, you're right. We had drip painting style and
Hot Summer Martha.
What was the other one? Hot Summer Martha.
They already get the live action.
Summer Martha.
We had the thing that no one wants to talk about. It's like the Crazy Diamond's demonic heartbreak.
True. No one wants to talk about it.
I read the first chapter of that. And
I liked what I read.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's the guy who does no gun life.
That's good.
Related to him, so
it'll be really funny when that gets an anime adaptation in like 2 years, and everyone's just like, "Oh my god, I've always been such a humongous fan of demonic heartbreak, demonic smash, or whatever it's called."
It'd be really sad because I know that the dub actor for Josuke passed away, so it'd be very sad to see what they even do a dub for it.
Oh yeah, Billy.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
That's good. Yeah, that's really sad.
So, well,
to press forward. So a fun little episode we have here, a little different. What we're going to be doing is we each have made our own bingo boards. We have not seen each other's bingo boards, but before we even had like any chapters from the new part, I thought it'd be really funny if we put bingo boards together with just totally baseless speculation.
Yeah. I think
that by chapter 84 we can look at, and then hopefully we'll have a winner by chapter 84. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
By all we had to go off was a statement that it's a descendant off of Joseph Joestar is really the only thing we had to go off of. Which is very funny.
And was that even
also the name JoJolands and a few like minor things Araki said in the past, which barely hold water now.
And that image of like the boat.
Oh yes, that's I guess the only like real pieces that we could like the tangible details that we have are this image. It's like a rough sketch of it looks like a sailboat in front of like high mountains, which I saw on Twitter.
A rock
formation. I saw on Twitter people were like, "Oh, this is like the Scottish Highlands," and so that became like a kind of trending theory for a bit. But yeah,
I don't know if it's definitive, but like I think it's like reasonable to assume that's what that is. Then again, the logo itself in the New Year's card has like a sort of tropical tree on it. So that might point to a more island setting, but I personally think Well, we'll
One
get to
other
that.
thing that I think I might have tweeted about this, but I didn't state it anywhere else. But in that like teaser image with the boat on it, the logo of JoJolands, like the way he drew it, the one O I think it was the O or the A, it might be the A, kind of looks like the symbol for a hurricane, like a circle that has like little like pointy. I can't explain it without showing you a picture.
I did not. Hold on, I don't want to look at that now.
Yeah, that was like the one thing that I was able to like glean from that. And to me, that just immediately was like, oh well, this is going to be like a part that is going to be on the ocean. So, maybe that's a little.
He's assembling a
tease on my
crew
bingo
to
board.
find the One Piece, which is the fruit.
You're right. Huh. I did not
Haha.
notice that. That's totally like a
The
hurricane.
first time I've ever
sort of
had
symbol.
the edge on Aeon when it comes to JoJo theories.
The devil fruit will be whatever the new fruit.
So yeah, hopefully we'll get an epic hurricane, and my crazy prediction will be right.
There is a scorpion, so rock you like a hurricane.
Oh, a hurricane stand. Ooh,
Whoa.
baby stand. Ooh.
Baby stand.
All right.
You're gonna
Do we have
Shizuku
anything
stand.
else we want to say before we jump into the actual? So we're gonna go. Each of us is gonna present our bingo card to the panel, and I guess we're
To
gonna
the
have
panel.
we're gonna get like clowned on for all of our funny moonshot theories.
Wow.
Oh, that's the point
yeah,
of this,
definitely.
right? To put all the bullshit in one
It's just-
place.
So it can easily be dunked on.
So a Jokakaka episode, Jim, is what you're saying. You're
Yes.
describing. All right. So I guess
Yes.
Jim wants to go first, and
All right. Oh my god, I've literally so much anxiety in my heart right now.
I'm
in my
gonna
chest.
judge you horribly.
All right, and I just want to say, feel free to play along at home. I will be also including a template for the bingo board, so that
Yes.
I'm going to post on our Twitter.
Yes, and also
So-
in our Discord, we have a section to post your bingo boards, and we also have the links
Yes.
to them as well.
All
in-
right. Sorry.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
stepping over you.
I was.
I was gonna say, I love the idea of everybody before we have even one chapter out. I love the idea of creating like as many bingo boards as possible
Yeah.
because that just means that there's gonna be one hilarious winner. It's like that one guy in like 2015. He tweeted like every single like Smash DLC character. It was absolutely insane. Like one guy figured out like all of them by accident, and it was great.
It's gonna be
and
that
I would
one-
always see that retweeted.
I mean, monkeys
be
and
Exactly.
typewriters. One of
And
us
that
has
one
got to be
artist
right.
that drew the new main character like correctly off that teaser image and just be like, "Yo, I got it right."
You see, here's the thing. I made a bingo card thing, like, for Jojolian back during chapter, like, 90-something, and that ended up being, like, completely inaccurate. So, I had that much to work off of, and I was
I can't
still
imagine what it
wrong.
would look like when we started, Jim.
Yeah, it's
How much-
seriously.
you see the hopium in the.
Well, that's why it'll be really funny.
But the good thing about this is we don't have any, like, real preconceptions
Yeah.
to kind of muddle our thinking, and we can be a lot more
There's no
broad with
mysteries
it.
yet to get
So
our
that's good.
hopes up.
I think a lot of my thought process in this was looking at past parts and really kind of like trying to break down what are the most common elements that I can see.
Yeah.
Also,
You can't do that with a Rocky Man.
I know. Also, I did.
When has that ever worked?
I can believe, can I?
No.
All right. Well, without further ado, let's
Go
just
ahead,
get
Jim.
started. All right. My bingo board will appear now.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So I am looking at my bingo board. I believe Sam and Aeon are as
Yeah,
well.
I'm just putting it up on my phone to make it easier to
Yep.
look at.
I'm just going to go.
Oh, I already see some doubles for mine.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of inevitable. There's a lot of like
Yeah,
groupthink
probably.
in fandom. All right, so
Why do you have to put Minecraft?
Oh God, I didn't
You
even
always-
notice that. What? Oh, okay.
wait, what? Minecraft?
Yes.
Do I have a
Yeah,
Minecraft
you
one?
put Josuke ties in Minecraft.
Oh, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Okay, so we're just gonna go down, starting from the first one. So I think we're gonna see a grown-up Tsurugi.
Okay.
I'm really hoping that we see an adult Tsurugi in some way, shape, or form. I originally think I had like mentor Tsurugi, but I wanted to just keep it a little more like I really think grown-up Tsurugi is like a perfect arc character, like a perfect one stand character or one stand fight character.
So that implies that you think that there is going to be a time skip.
True.
That's a
That
big
is also
thing.
one thing I'm thinking about.
I kind of have a Tsurugi thing, but is it kind of more specific than Tsurugi?
All right, well, shut up, because this is my bingo board. We'll get
I
to
know.
yours later.
I mean, if we have them in common, do you want
We
do you
got
want to bring
time.
them up?
We got
have
time.
like a same one just to get it out of the way, or
Oh, wait, is that what we...
I said, do you? Want to do
no.
Okay.
No, let's just wait until we have all of our stuff
Yeah.
in the ready to go.
Okay, so Jesus H. Christ, I think that we are going to see... I'm... Okay,
You're going,
I actually
you're
was
going
a little...
up to down and not left to right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like Japanese.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
So I think that my prediction is that we will actually physically see the Holy Corpse again. Not just like a reference. I want to see that fucking corpse.
Not a briefcase.
Not a briefcase. I want to see that fucking body. All right. So I also, moving on again, I'm really hoping that we see a music reference that is post 2011. As far as I know, I tried to look into it. I think the most recent music reference is still California King Bed by Rihanna, which
Yes.
did come out.
Is that before or after Born
I
This
looked
Way?
this up. It is literally like 3 months after Born This Way. I think Born This Way was in like January, and then California King Bed was in March of 2011.
I mean, I don't know. I think this is a little bit of a gimme.
I don't know. I feel like it. When is like most of what Araki does? Like if we look at like all the stands from part 8 at least, like most of them are like 70s or 80s references. I feel.
Well, that's just because he has like a larger discography to go back on that he like knows and loves. But I feel like Araki is pretty good about like introducing stuff that's like more contemporary in that way. Like California King Bed, Born This Way, what else is there? Like most of the references that he made around the time that he made them for like parts 1 through 6 were all pretty contemporary.
Oh, that's a good point. Actually, I didn't really think about that.
Like Goo Goo Dolls was one.
Savage Garden.
I'm thinking that was probably around the same time. I don't know about Savage Garden. Maybe I don't really know the time frame. That was like early 2000s. When Stone Ocean was running.
That would have been like 2002.
Limp.
Oh, they actually
Like
okay.
late 90s.
Limp Bizkit.
All right. So if you want me to, I can change this one.
No, like that's fine.
Okay.
But I'm just saying. I think you're pretty strong on that one. That's a very likely one.
All right. Well, fingers crossed.
We'll see.
All right. Moving on. I want to see a rock human ally, which also I guess I'm implying that rock humans will be a factor in this part, which is totally like also up in the air, I guess.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Oh man, I wish we could have gone that in JoJolian, but if we're gonna get it, might as well be.
Yeah.
I don't see the rock humans coming back though. Like that would feel like
They're so tied to like the Jokakaka.
Pillarmen coming back and like that would feel like the Pillarmen coming back in freaking
Santana could come back at any point.
Stone Ocean or something. Maybe.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
Santana showing up in JoJolands.
I think
you never
we
know.
can see more rock humans. The rock humans aren't, I guess, tied to.
I just feel like they're a very JoJolian concept.
We'll
But
see.
I guess like JoJolands and JoJolian are kind of tied. Maybe
if we still do stuff with like I might have this on later. The what are they called? Like the holy sites or the
Devil Palm stuff.
Devil's Palm, yeah. Like
Yeah.
that became like intrinsically tied to the rock humans, and that's one of like the through lines between part 7 and 8.
I mean,
so if we see a return to that, I could see maybe we'll get like a sort of what's his name, Blue Hawaii, like a sort of like maybe we'll get like one weird rotting rock human that's like just trapped on some island somewhere.
he's still chilling.
Maybe I could see like one rock human coming back, but like I feel like that was more to establish the importance of the holy areas, holy grounds, than it was to like tie the rock humans to them.
I think,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's possible if vampires can come back after part 1. Like part 3 had one other than Dio. Like they literally had vampires.
But that's the thing. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it wasn't really a return of vampires. It was the return of Dio.
Well, I mean,
like the fact that he was a vampire was so secondary that his stand basically replaced.
Yeah,
But
his
Dyer
powers.
like fights Joseph in like the
That
first
did-
fight in part 2, or straight 2, whatever, one of them. Whatever one didn't die at the end of part 1.
I guess.
And so yeah, and the whole
Yeah,
vampire
maybe.
thing, like it kind of like ollie oops into the rock. What are they called? The Pillarmen stuff. So I don't know. I believe that Rocky. You don't write about something for like half of 10 years, which I guess would be 5 years, and not I don't know, not have it stick with you in some
I think
way.
that's a very good bingo spot, Jim.
Really, I think he might just want to wipe his hands clean of it.
I
at
mean,
some
I would
point.
prefer it, but
I think it's a very good bingo board. Just
and I think we need like a redeemable rock human, because that was the problem with part 8 was they were all, it was like they're all like genetically awful.
Totally, like I want it. I want it. I'm not saying that I think it's likely to happen though.
All right, well, let's move on. I want to see a pregnant / mommy Yasuho. So this is also assuming a time skip or some sort of flashback.
You were all on board for a big time skip, aren't you?
If it takes place in like the 70s, I am literally fucked.
You're
like,
going
I'm
modern.
absolutely doomed.
You're big on modern day.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're like, I think it's going to be like 2012, maybe even overlapping with JoJolian.
Oh, that's interesting.
Like, I feel like we're not going to stray too far from the time period, like, where Josuke goes off to, like, find the Jokakaka in New Guinea or wherever he's looking for it. That feels like because, like, do you really think that we're going to have Josuke, like, out searching for a cure for Holly for, like, a decade, and she's not going to be dead by that point?
I mean,
that feels really weird to me.
maybe she got better off screen, and he's still looking.
They found a stand that can just.
So okay, I want to kind of like
it feels like that, and like Radio Gaga as a whole was meant as a sort of lead in to what JoJolands will contain, and like at the end of Radio Gaga, Josuke resolves that, like, all right, I need to go looking for the Jokakaka in like the Southern Islands, and yeah, like if we basically do a time skip and like the next time we see him, he's already accomplished his mission and it's just like isn't made a big deal of. That feels weird.
Whoa,
I don't know why Araki would leave it off
like,
that
whoa,
way.
Joseph, I can't believe we had that epic, huge battle against Toru 2, Electric Boogaloo, and like he totally one-shotted him with Go Beyond. Go Beyond.
Go Beyond again.
Completely
Go Beyond
off
Requiem.
screen.
Holy shit.
So one thing I want to bring up, and I feel like it can kind of go either way, is the works that Araki has put out through his Thus Spoke Rohan series have been extremely modern. Like the one, Hot Summer Martha, is all about like dealing with COVID. The other one was all about like
the environment.
The environmental crisis and like the sort of hopelessness that exists in this sort of like generation. So either that means Araki is very present-minded, or he's using the Rohan series to be present-minded and does not give a shit where he sets JoJolands. It could be in any time.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a Rohan thing or if that's an Araki thing. That's like something I've been considering for a while.
I mean, Jim, he said that Rohan's not a self-insert character.
It's true.
But he does use like Rohan to tackle like mangaka shit.
Definitely.
So, you know.
But
okay, so yeah, okay. Speaking of Josuke, I think that Josuke is easily going to serve a Jotaro role.
You gotta be
all right.
So
this is
man. Jotaro has had so
I
many
know
roles.
Jim talking about like a part 4.
Yes. So what I really meant here was part 4, but I also wanted to give myself wiggle room to have it be that Josuke dies.
Oh, I'm gonna say, like, or Josuke actually gets the final blow on the main villain of part 9.
Josuke's head.
Okay, so I will specify this because I do have Josuke dies in Minecraft. So I'm gonna say Josuke serves a Jotaro part 4 mentor role.
Okay.
Okay, so not explicitly not like a father figure role.
Exactly, more like how he and Josuke were.
Okay, that's an interesting pairing for Mother Yasuho.
Hey, we'll see. We'll see.
With her deadbeat husband. A very Sakura Sasuke relationship.
Josuke would never be a
Josuke-
deadbeat.
He has
Josuke-
no choice.
Josuke's
He
gonna
will be.
He might be a
Yasha's gonna be-
deadbeat. No, actually,
No, Yasha's
take that back. No,
Yasha
he
will
might
be
be.
Sakura, and Josuke will be Sasuke. It's like they have a kid somehow. And you still don't understand how or why.
It's literally in his blood.
I'm not Naruto pilled enough to know about
Trust me,
what that
if people
means.
who do, it will make sense to them.
Okay. All right. I've updated it to specify part 4. Okay. So here we go. This might be one of my easily like destroyable ones. A boat will be a primary setting.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this could mean it could be like the setting of a long stand fight, and or it could be like if it is going to be like sort of island hopping story, which I'm kind of imagining, we'll see a lot of a boat.
I think it'd be fun.
That boat that was shown in the teaser, that's the protagonist.
It's Joe Boat.
I'm on a boat. That's what it's called.
Oh, that'd be my stand. All right.
It's just like
The Lonely
a repeat
Island.
of the
Imagine the
Zucchero
Lonely
fight
Island is referenced.
ad infinitum.
Okay, next one. So I am a big lover of Shakedown Road or Shakedown Street, whatever it's called. So I would love to see an entire town / island sharing a stand, like
That's a
having
cool
like a
one.
whole
like
like
the idea.
maybe like an isolated like group of people that all sort of like work, kind of like how in Shakedown Road, like that whole like street, they know how to like utilize
Yeah,
the
like
stand.
everyone knew how it worked, but it wasn't really their stand. It was just them taking advantage of the Ginkgo leaf stand.
And that's how Josuke like wins, is because he learns how to take advantage as well. So I would love to see another like shared communal stand, especially if they aren't even aware that it's a stand.
Mm-hmm.
I love that stuff.
Okay.
All right, next one. Bizarre toilet scene. I feel like we always get one.
Man, this really is another Stardust Crusader.
I feel like we always get a bizarre toilet scene, almost in every part. So I feel like that's a gimme for me.
And then a pig tries to lick your bottom again.
Okay, moving on. Mitsuba's second child will appear. I feel like, I mean, Araki has done dirty before with plot lines, but Mitsuba having like a second child felt like such a humongous point to her character, and like it like reasserted her character, and the fact that they like save it, I feel like this child needs to appear, even if it's just a baby.
Jobin Jr.
True, but consider this. What if Mitsuba never reappears?
I'll fucking be mad.
Jobin Jr. He used to come in.
Yeah, Joven too.
Jobin 2. Alright.
And then grown-up Tsurugi can like hang out with his little baby brother.
Yeah.
Continue.
All right, next one. Holly Joestar Kira closure. This
Getting
this
it.
is like any sort of closure. Even if it's Holly died off screen, like, that will be enough for me to count this as a W.
Holly returned to her home planet.
Honestly, that's good enough for me. All right, next one. Main character stand has spin. This might be also too much of a gimme, but
It also has
feel
Go
like-
Beyond.
I don't know if like I think they're going to like incorporate the spin into the part somehow again. Like I feel like that's the main through line of the like this kind of trilogy of parts. But I wonder if it'll be like the main character specifically having the spin, or if they won't have it at first and they'll get it at the end like Josuke, or if they'll just have it the entire time. Like there's a lot of ways that it can go.
Like I don't know, like was Gyro got like scan for a short time, but still mainly used spin, but just kind of had a mini stand, I guess, attached to him. Like
I think it's going to be kind of more like how we saw it in Part 8, but I hope if that's the case, there's more build up to it.
Yeah.
Because there was foreshadowing to
what's
it, but not
something-
enough build up.
What's something besides nails and string that spins?
yeah.
You know, the two main spinning things.
I feel like Part 7 like ruined my brain because I always think about nails spinning now. It's really weird. Like,
Oh god.
our
It's such like a horrifying imagery, but like it's so normalized in the part that you don't even notice
Yeah.
it.
I'm like, why did my nails grow? Because I drank so much tea.
it's like chugging tea to make his nails hyper grow.
That's how you do it in the Aeonstar battle.
Try not to think about the empty skin underneath the nail when it's growing back.
I think he feels not feeling pain from shooting your nails is like part of the stand of Tusk. So
Also, it just makes me think of Chainsaw Man with how
snake?
what's her face? I forget her name. The girl who uses the snake stand at like.
But she actually bleeds when she uses it. I'm pretty sure Johnny's like fine.
Yeah, bleeding in JoJo is a funny thing.
Very big tangent, but like I can't understand how like a devil like consumes a nail and they're satisfied.
That is a really good point.
I mean,
it might just be like knowing that the user's experiencing pain is like satiating them.
I think Fox likes to take a little nibble of
Maybe.
your skin when they use it. So
Yeah, but the fox like accumulates it from a bunch of
get,
different
like,
hunters. So,
you have
like,
fingernails
who
of a
knows?
snake, and then you have like, I'll take all your senses for the future.
Fox also gets to eat her target too. Like that's kind of the.
Yeah, it's also like corporeal stuff that doesn't really make a lot of sense, like senses. Like, what do you get from eating senses?
As someone who's a big JoJo fan, equivalent exchange should be like part of your repertoire.
Yeah, it's true.
It's about like I guess there's kind of this weird like invisible counter. It's kind of I don't know if you
The devil-
read or watch Made in Abyss, but
Oh,
later on in Made in Abyss, there's like a whole arc where there's a town that has like sort of like an invisible like monetary counting system where everything has value because like people like imagine value for things. It's very interesting.
continue.
Okay, that makes no sense to me. I'll
Made in
context.
Abyss
for
is very
that.
good.
I explained it very poorly. It's basically like your physical attribute.
All right, don't worry. I'm sure that gets into
Yeah,
spoilers.
just
If you wanna hear from
Made in
that-
Abyss is the best anime ever.
If Made in Abyss is
Fuck Made in
nominated for the
Abyss.
Crunchyroll Awards,
I need to check it out
we
at some
will
point.
we will
I
talk
know
about Made in
of
Abyss
it.
if it's nominated in the Crunchyroll Awards for our Crunchyroll Award episode, Jim.
Ooh.
You'll have a
Yeah,
chance.
Made in Abyss better than JoJo. Just gonna say it, better than JoJo anime. Oops.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
The anime. I said anime.
Damn. Traitor. Traitor.
All right.
I mean, they both have horrible things happening to children, so
It's true. One more so than the other.
How many manga don't
Don't
have horrible things happening
That's
to
true.
children?
I mean, it's such an easy like scare horror thing. Also, people love to see children get hurt.
especially the Made in Abyss man.
True.
Okay, moving on. We're halfway down my list. There will be a Toru cameo.
Ugh, I hope not.
I'm imagining it literally like the fucking last chapter, how he's just like diggy hole, like.
You don't want to go down that island. That island's no good.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be like,
Not gonna say anything, or else I'll get a bunch of DMs again.
No, Josuke, you can't pilot your boat towards that Afroed man over the island. You'll crash into an iceberg. And then he does.
yeah, but I think we'll get a Toru cameo in a flashback for sure. All right.
I don't want that.
In a flashback,
Yeah.
maybe I could see it. I don't see it like he's not gonna be
Oh
revived.
God, I hope fucking
It
not.
was
He better
Toru
not
that
come
caused the
back.
Hindenburg to crash.
Yeah, we're gonna get like one of those awesome like Kira chapters, but we're gonna get that with Toru instead. Like where Kira would show up in a flashback.
The entirety of JoJolands is just Araki trying to justify the existence of Toru in retrospect.
I love the idea that he just like forgot to introduce Toru at chapter 30, so everything else has just been like him playing catch up for that his whole career.
It's mostly just been people copium about him.
Yeah. Whatever. We can't like litigate the whole Toru situation.
Yeah,
again.
that's in our spoiler cast enough.
All right, moving on. Let's plow through the rest of mine. Substantial nudity, and by that I mean I want to see the booba.
No,
I want to see the booba. I want to see the vagine.
even more booba than what we got in part 8.
Well, we only saw one
Oh.
one pair.
What?
I think we've only I think we've
mean-
seen one pair in each of the new parts, right?
JoJo is in Ultra Jump now. It's legally
It's mandated that there must be booba. So yeah, I want nudity. Give me nudity, Rocky. I like when you draw the women. Their bodies make no sense. It's very funny.
Not
the
censor,
words-
not censor nudity, but shown booba.
Oh yeah, it must be shown. It must
Okay.
be shown.
but
Full
full
on.
on.
Full frontal. I want to see butts. I want to see guts.
For
I
their-
want to see nuts.
For everybody's virgin eyes to see.
It would be great if there was like a 2-page spread of Gappy, like his legs are spread and he has like his balls. We can actually see what they look
The
like.
outline of the 4 balls.
Oh no, not the outline.
I don't know if he's allowed to go that
This is
far.
to go
for
even
Ultra
further
Jump.
beyond.
Like, at what point does it just become pornography?
Hey, oh, there needs to be insertion, I believe. No, I'm kidding. That was not
Are
even
you?
funny. That was just gross. All right. Next one. The word JOJOLAAAANDs will be spoken out loud by a character.
Will it be a story about breaking a curse?
This is a story about finding a treasure.
That would be really funny if that's how the first chapter.
You know what? It's just
It's
One
one-
Piece. It's just
Honestly,
One
Don't
Piece.
give it up, Josuke. Oh my god.
Okay, next
Go
one. Speedwagon Foundation reference, and
Was there one in part
there
8?
was.
There was in part
There
7.
was.
Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
Lucy Stills
Correct,
in
yeah.
it.
So I would love to give more of a, like, I want to see where they are now, because that was in like the, what, 20s?
And they-
I can't remember what time that
And they,
was.
they do state, that they went to go get the corpse parts back. So
And like clearly Araki sees that
it
as
was
important.
Early 1900s. And does he? I think it's just like a convenient foundation.
as
to
Rocky
just
likes
have
to
on
say,
hand.
he likes not all mysteries need to be answered. That's fine, right? And he laughs.
True.
I mean, like, there's the thing where I clapped when I heard the name Speedwagon, but you know.
And I will clap when I get it, and when I say it, and I will add it to my bingo board.
I feel like it's just very useful to have an organization who's in the know about all this shit.
Definitely.
It's called the
I remember
US
just thinking it
government.
was hilarious in part 2. That there's just like of all characters, like Speedwagon, why him? Like, why does he have like the fucking oil money?
It's to show how Jonathan changed.
I mean, and the fact that
man.
it continued way beyond his death too, of them just having a blood debt to the Joestar family,
all the way down to
Yes.
part 6.
where they had trained
like, he's the thing that lasts the longest in all
they
of
had
JoJo.
trained pigeons ready to go.
He didn't even have any kids, and his bloodline is still coursing.
I think
through
I thought about
series.
that. I think it'd be really cool. They had like, or I thought we talked about Speed Patient, where I think they would have like a special unit like stand squad to fight against like stand together 2 powerful or something. I'm like, they really should just have like a special force Speedwagon Foundation like group.
It would be really cool to see a group of non-stand users have to fight a stand user.
They have special glasses or whatever.
No, that's lame. That's like Persona shit.
I think that's. But we have like had that with like Wekapipo.
That is true. I was thinking, yeah, I guess that's a really good example. I was thinking like a squad of like army guys. Actually, saying that out loud, that sounds way more boring.
I mean, JoJo
imagine.
army guys who.
Yeah, that doesn't sound very
It
JoJo.
does.
I mean, you say a hitman team.
like, unless it's just them getting stomped. Just
that
to,
would be
like-
funny.
Even
No.
that doesn't sound very JoJo. That just sounds kind of. Unless, like, actually them putting up a fight might actually be more JoJo than
But
them
also-
getting
Yeah,
stomped.
I would love to see that.
I'm thinking about like Araki drawing like special forces army guy in Araki fashion would be hilarious to see what he would do for that. Like,
Yeah, they probably look
let him
pretty-
cook,
pretty
Jim.
normal.
Let him cook.
Would they be more leaning on, like, fashionista, or would they be more leaning
Army
on,
chief.
PC
like...
background characters.
It's army cheek, Jim.
I would love to see like sexy army guys that are like 6'7" and they're wearing like nothing. But they have like one.
They all look like Tauka from Pangea Land.
Last time we saw soldiers of any kind, Jim. Kind of,
The
yeah.
Nazis.
Special force Nazis with, UV lights.
Well, we saw like the army guys in the end of part 6.
Stroheim was in part 7, so
It's true. And he had like a crazy steampunk shit going
he's
on.
still a cyborg in a weird way.
Okay.
But that was, like, pre-World War II Stroheim. So, like, that's very different Stroheim.
We don't know.
Yeah,
We never
he's
got
like-
a backstory. Him and Abdul were
He's
there.
like fighting in like the German like unification war.
Abdul
like,
was there too.
It's true. Yeah,
Every-
everyone's here.
They weren't
Riding
important.
on a camel.
It's fine.
That's so dumb. In retrospect, that's
It is
so
very. You can
dumb.
tell that Araki was like, "Oh yeah, I'm not doing any more
He's
after
like,
this.
I'm not
so
doing
I'm
any
just
more.
gonna throw them all in here."
No more wacky racers. We have a guy that just runs.
Ah,
It's just the wacky races. Oh my god.
Oh, Duke Dastardly. What's his name? Dastardly
Never
Dan.
realized.
When
Dick Dastardly.
when Part
Dastardly.
7 gets announced, which get like a JoJo carts of the Part 7, so we'll have Camel Abdul and like
JoJo Kart. Oh, that'd be a good like shitty mobile game that I'd download and never play.
like Ojiro like surfing on nothing. You know.
I'm
I would lose everything to a
What's it
JoJo
called?
game.
Have Joven in the car with a stand.
yeah, the stand driving. Joven's in the back.
Yeah, but let's drive together.
All right. Okay. Let me try and get through mine.
The
so we can start someone
Lamborghini?
else's. All right. Josuke dies. I wrote in Minecraft so that the FBI doesn't suspect me of thinking that Josuke will die. I think we're gonna see a dead Josuke. I feel like that's like a classic Araki gut punch, and I will count if him reviving. I will count that as him dying if he does die. Similar to how like Joseph dies in Part 3, I consider that a death. So
Do
yeah,
you?
he comes back,
I
but he
mean,
still dies.
he was legally dead. And
He's
then,
legally dead.
and then Jojo just said, "We'll just shove the blood back into him; it'll work," and it did.
Honestly, I kind of want him to live just because it'd be so unexpected.
Just loses a ball or two.
Like at this point, I'm just expecting him to die by the
Just
end.
loses a ball or two. It'd be fine.
All right,
Okay.
here's one that I think is a pretty
Ooh.
tough one. A new metal music reference. So this is
Ooh.
basically like your Linkin Parks, your System of a Down, your Korns, your Limp Bizkit.
A Limp Bizkit 2 get Chocolate Starfish.
I think I originally had gangster rap reference, but I thought that was too easy because
I think nu
he
metal's good.
was on such a Snoop kick lately. I think new metal will make it a little more challenging, a little more.
I think Linkin Park is completely possible.
The divide, and it's a stand that divides the ocean
Meteora.
like Moses. Meteora would be a pretty cool stand name, not gonna lie.
Like, there's a lot of possibilities there, but it's also like new metal is such a. It could be any early 2000s like rock band essentially. So it's.
Yeah.
But then again,
I mean, I know nothing about metal, so
It's like all the metal that sounds really
maybe
bad.
Iraqi
it's
does.
yeah, it's rock, but also has that.
All the new shit is crap.
Hey, new bad, old good. That's all I gotta say. Well, I think the only new metal band he ever did reference is
Limp Bizkit.
Bizkit.
Yeah.
So I am putting myself at a disadvantage for this one. He seems to be really into 70s prog
Bizkit,
again.
I guess Limp Bizkit would be metal, huh?
Oh, definitely.
That never clicked for me.
Yeah, new metal. It's like, Disturbed. They're like a classic new metal band.
There's two things of new metal, which is just like that early sounding like just rock goes into screaming a little bit, and then there's like that rock hip hop combination as well. It kind of goes.
Yeah, hip hop's
two
a big
ways.
part too.
So they usually go one or two ways of like the spectrum of new metal. So
Yeah.
it's broad,
All
but
right.
I'm not sure if Iraqi like cares about that other than the hot dog, chocolate starfish, and hot dog flavored water.
All right. Well, we'll see. All right. Next one. Significant return to holy ground. So, I think the JoJolands could potentially be one of these holy grounds. The titular JoJolands. So,
The equivalent of the wall's eyes and
okay,
the
that-
devil's palm.
I think just return to holy grounds, that's kind of a gimme. Like, that feels like the thing that's been building up for this entire part. Like, there's gonna be some holy ground shit in JoJolands, it feels like. The JoJolands specifically referring to a holy ground, that's... like, I think that's more of a questionable thing that I could, like... I get behind it, but, like, it's more, you know, interesting.
I'm thinking
Yeah.
like a named area like the wall's eyes or devil's palm that is just gonna be Sam Powers. What I'm expecting for that one, but who knows what it's gonna be called? Could be called the JoJo Land for all we know.
that'd be fucking funny if it was.
If you do, if you get that account, if it's spoken out loud, if it's said by a narrator.
Yeah. Well, I did say spoken out loud, so it needs to be said. Well, if it's said by a narrator, I'm assuming the narrator's probably an in-character, or a character, because they have been for the past several parts, right? Actually, I don't know enough about like the narration. I know there's some wacky narration in part 6 that isn't spoken directly by anybody, but
and the part 4 anime
whatever.
made it, like,
If we have it happen, we'll litigate it as we
the
get
part
there.
4 anime made like the radio DJ. If I remember.
Oh, that's funny. I don't remember that.
The anime was like, oh my god, I forget the name of the DJ, but yeah, the narration in the beginning of like the episode is always like the radio station DJ.
I think it was Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch.
Yeah, you wish it was Marky Mark.
No, I hate that guy. All right, let's finish up my final 5. Jolene reference. I want to see a Jolene reference.
Okay.
I'm gonna be angry if we don't get one.
I'm
at
sorry,
this
that
point.
prison reference is all you're gonna get from part 6. Sorry.
Kato
was the Jolene reference. You didn't notice?
Oh, my brain's too small.
No. I need a proper Jolene reference. All right. I want to see a.
Okay, this is probably the only place we're gonna get a chance to talk about this. Do you think the preview character, ponytail dude or dudette, do you think they're more based on Giorno or Jolene or both?
Ooh.
Or neither? That's also
I
an
would say
option.
neither.
Yeah.
To me, it like I would like.
I think neither is more interesting.
Yeah.
I literally get more of a like a Jobin vibe, like as someone said earlier. Like I think Aeon said, kind of like
yeah,
Jobin.
because like the collar with the line is very Jobin-esque, but I don't. And also kind of the hair.
It made it super interesting when he said he sent it off of Joseph Joestar, and we already had a Josuke, so like I'm just super. I think it definitely is going to be unique after just hearing that info. Like,
I love the idea of that character
I hope
not being the JoJo, but also just having the birthmark, or sorry, having the star like hair bead. That would be really rad.
They don't have the birth. Oh god, Shizuka fans are gonna go
too
crazy
late.
if that
Too late.
happens.
They're already on that copium.
Ugh.
Go ahead.
Okay. Next one. I want to see a globe-trotting adventure, so island hopping, whatever. Basically, compared to part 8, which was really all in one area, I want to see. I'm hoping to see like, okay, we're gonna visit different places, a la part 5, a la part 3.
Like traveling to different countries. Do you consider like not like just traveling Japan or anything, but actually going to like multiple?
In my mind, I wrote globe-trotting adventure just because it sounds nice, but in my mind, I just mean like the part doesn't stay stagnant in one location.
Okay.
I mean, I'm only gonna count that as you getting that if they leave a country.
Okay. I'll
They can't stay in the same country. I don't think you get that if they stay in the same country.
I will I'll allow it. I agree with that.
Like not like a part 5 thing where they're still in Italy the entire time.
Yeah.
Ooh, but they go to the Kingdom of Naples.
Now, here's the thing. Do you think they're going to do Stardust Crusader style, like point A to point B, or just
like
jump
part
all
2
over the
go
place?
all over the place?
Oh, I would prefer more of a part 2 style. Like,
Yeah, I'm actually thinking part 2 is more likely.
I really like the idea of it being sort of like, I know like Araki has shit on the idea of mysteries, but the having like Josuke or whoever having our main JoJo like visit different areas and like is kind of picking up a trail. I think that would be really fun compared to like part 3. The problem I have with part 3 is that it's like I just want them to get to Egypt. Like I don't care about like them being in like Taiwan or whatever.
Right.
What I've been like going on about constantly is like the idea of them traveling all around the world to find different members of the Joestar lineage.
Oh, that would be so cool.
Like different descendants of Johnny or Joseph.
Oh my
like,
god, that'd be so fun.
There's so many that could be out there at this point, and you get like new JoJos every arc that
oh
way.
my god.
That's a crazy idea.
This is like that'd be the perfect way to end JoJo, honestly. I love that idea.
Yeah, it's the JOJOLAAAAANDs going all around the world to find the JoJos.
Oh, that's awesome.
Interesting.
But I don't know if that's likely, but that's what I want, man. Like that'd be so fun.
I would scream if that's real. All right, next one.
Oh boy.
King Crimson reference. And by this I'm
Here we go.
meaning the band King Crimson and any of their songs, or also the stand King Crimson. I'm gonna open myself up to anything.
I've been burned so many
Don't give me
times, but I'm just gonna say I already have that on my pickup card too.
That's really funny.
This is
More
like
specific.
Oh, okay.
but,
Jim's
like, yeah.
big thing he wanted in part 8 with like Tsurugi, so he's like not giving up now.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
I still cannot believe that like Moonchild was not a thing.
Oh, I fucking love that
Like,
album.
because he was sleeping on the steps of a fountain, man.
he just wanted.
He was literally sleeping on the steps of a fountain.
Nah, he's
Wow.
the baby. That's
He's
it.
setting it up. He's doing the long con, Aeon. He's setting these things up.
The longest con.
We'll see.
Just like really quick, I want to just mention the way that George R. R. Martin talks about the way he does like plotting. He calls himself like a gardener because he like plants a lot of ideas, and then like sometimes they grow and sometimes he takes advantage of them, but most of the time he's just setting up plot lines that literally go nowhere and they just basically die before they have a chance to get started. So I feel like Araki's a gardener too in some regards.
Oh, he is 100. I don't even think like gardener is a good idea for it. He's just like stacking lights up on a tree that's growing nonsense.
So instead of let him cook, would you say let him grow,
Let him plant.
let him fertilize?
Let him fertile. I don't want to say that.
That is a very different connotation.
Okay. We're almost done. Weirdly specific food reference. I feel like this is also a gimme because there's always one of these.
Really? What would be the one in JoJo?
When Rai makes the strawberry Romanov for them.
True. Okay.
Also the parfait.
I would say the parfait.
More so, I was thinking more so the
parfait,
the strawberry
too.
Romanov because it like goes into like the creation of it, like the history behind it, like how to best enjoy it. Like that's the kind of Rocky shit that I'm expecting. Especially if we're to island hopping.
Like a fruit company was a big deal in that one. Was there any in Steel Ball Run? There definitely wasn't 4.
You know what? Steel Ball Run is one that I can't.
I'm gonna count the mozzarella song.
Maybe when they're eating. I have like the memory of that one like voiceover thing where they're talking about al dente
pizza mozzarella.
Anyway,
Pizza mozzarella. The pizza mozzarella song.
Pizza mozzarella. That's not a. Well, that's a weird.
Okay,
specific
no.
food
Part
recipe.
2 had the pasta de Nero.
Yeah, the squid ink pasta.
Yeah.
That too.
Part 1 has the part where just
and then everything about Tonio's restaurant.
Part
and
1 has
then,
cooked dog.
Part 5, they're all named after food. Yeah, you know what? This is
Giorno literally is like he has like wet dreams about eating like margarita pizza like every other chapter.
No, that's Narancia. Narancia talks about the margarita pizza, doesn't he?
That's right. Well,
oh, was it?
Yeah, whatever. They fucking love pizza. They're Italian. Get it? I guess Giorno literally isn't. Giorno's like Egyptian. He's like a Japanese Egyptian, but whatever. He's Italian at heart.
Dio's not Egyptian.
The mother though.
He just went to Egypt.
You don't really know Dio.
But the mother,
he went there on vacation. No, but the mother is Japanese.
Yeah.
Oh, the mother was Japanese. Thank you. Okay. Well,
yeah, Dio's British.
Yeah,
he's
that's
British,
true. That's true.
Japanese. But he's basically Italian. He lived in Italy his
Dio
entire life.
got to Egypt, he swore off Egyptian women. Like he's like, no, thank you.
Only import the finest Asian women to my harem.
Who produce the weirdest children possible.
Okay, moving on to my final one. Aura Barrage. Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see a classic Aura Barrage.
That's a free space, but I think I saw a lot of people have Muda
right.
as like on their bingo boards.
Okay.
I think like the final like barrage will be Aura. Like I don't see it being anything else. It has to be Aura. Now here's the thing: do you think the final barrage will be on the main villain?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, with the descendant of Joseph, I can see them doing a Dora for this.
Well, Dora was Josuke.
I know, but still, if it's descendant of Joseph,
and Josuke had the Aura Ada.
I think they could do a Dora for this one though.
Also, Dora the Explorer, Mexico. Oh my God, what if we go to Mexico?
Boots.
Giorno has Muda, Jolene has Aura. I don't know. It really could be anything. Like I would have expected Gappy to have.
Yeah, same.
Dora.
But I think.
But Gappy is also
Josuke.
very
Jotaro.
Jotaro.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I think Dora is I think the highest probability. I think, but that's just I didn't put that on my bingo. But
I think it'll just be Oda, just because that's the Joestar thing, and this is the final JoJo.
Maybe. Yeah, it's classic. It's
probably the final JoJo. I don't think there's gonna be a part 10 like that. That's pretty definitive for me. There's not gonna. Be
100% agree.
That seems like a ridiculous like thing to expect.
Yeah.
All right.
We're headed towards like another Stone Ocean finale thing.
Definitely. That's why I love your idea of like gotta catch them all, like get every JoJo, like
Yeah.
Every JoJo
that's
and
so
Joe
fun.
Bro. They find there's a
Assemble them like all the family members in the Lilo and
all,
Stitch.
all,
show.
all the.
It's such a specific.
I mean, yeah, because they all get wet. And if the ball gets wet, they all come out.
I think someone like replied with that to me at some point, and that just like got stuck
I
in my
love
head
it.
now because they all have like all
Yeah,
these
they're-
different
they're-
abilities,
yeah.
and they have this
The Joestar
weird
that-
look about them.
the
It's
Joestar
so
That's so
that
fun.
only
JoJo.
eats sandwiches like nonstop, and
the girl, there's the girl
JoJo.
Joestar,
the girl that sings.
just pink and sexy.
Girl JoJo. That's just Jolene.
Yeah.
My God. Hey, they make it to Hawaii. They could just end up with meet up Lilo and Stitch and have the crossover episode.
We've all been asking for, haven't we?
Yeah,
Uh,
you meet them, and then when they reach to Mexico, they meet Dora the Explorer and meet like Boots and Swiper, Swiper no swiping.
Sliper the Sky Dragon, yes.
Swiper
Okay.
the Sky Dragon. Yeah.
All right. So that's my bingo board.
All right.
Yay, we did it. We did number 1.
yeah.
All right. Who's next?
Would you like to go or should
I don't care. I can.
Let's make a Jokakaka sandwich. So Sam will end it. Aeon will go next.
All right, you're the creamy middle
Sure.
of this Oreo. The creamy
don't-
middle of this Oreo.
I'm the crusty top.
Here we go.
Crusty.
Ooh.
What?
That's wrong.
I feel like at this point I am already like contradicted myself enough to just like accept being wrong.
I may have seen
That's
Aeon is
something.
wrong on a couple bingo
Like that's a
boards
free
people
space.
posting.
Oh god.
Yeah,
That's a free space. You can't make that anything but
a
the
lot
free
of
space.
spaces. Okay, go ahead.
Ooh.
Take it.
All right. Just like bask in all the bullshit names I made for half the shit.
I'm really loving this. Oh yeah.
Okay. So, round earth theory. Care to hazard a guess as to what that is? Because I've talked about
I'm
it
guessing
before.
that it's going to be a character explaining the round Earth theory and or the flat Earth theory. That's what I get.
Entertaining, but no. I am of the mindset that the ultimate conclusion of the spin as an ability set will be to be utilized in the form of gravitational orbit.
Ah.
And whatever form that takes, either like connecting it to the Big Bang and doing something similar to Poochie where like the entire universe is recreated or something, or just like galaxies spinning, or just like even the Earth spinning. I feel like something on a large scale will involve the spin, and it'll be tied to the idea of gravitational orbit.
I like that. I like that.
Video game. This doesn't mean that they'll like the part will get a video game or something like that. It just means a video game will show up at some
I've heard
point.
about, like-
I'm totally okay with this.
I don't know about
This is
Yasha's
a great
mom
one.
being a gamer girl. Like that one.
Yeah, that's the- yeah.
The sequel to Yasa's mom. There will be a gamer in JoJolands.
Oh my god.
Oh, when they find the JoJo gamer.
Have the Get Smoked hat on. And... It just be like modern day, like new, like Jenkin Kid, but he played like at an arcade or something. That'd be fun.
All right, the Hirose segue. So this this is looking back to part 5, the way Koichi was used to transition
Oh.
into Golden Wind. I feel like Yasuho is going to take on a similar role and transition us from JoJolian to JoJolands in some
Maybe
way.
like mirror.
Oh, I like
maybe
that.
mirror like how they met Lucy in like the end of the Radio Gaga incident the first time, where like it kind of mirror, but he like robs her instead of helping her.
But yeah, like something with Yasuho, like connecting the parts together.
That'd be really good.
Maybe it's the way the main protagonist meets Gappy or something like that.
His
something
first
to
stop.
that level. David Bowie's Black
Wait, hold
Star.
on one sec. Before we
do
do that one, I just want all right, just add like some qualifiers to the Hirose segue.
Okay.
Would this be like early on in the story, kind of like how Koichi's is, or could this be like anywhere? Do you think? Like, So let's say the Josuke is not revealed until like chapter 9.
If Morio's
or
not,
no, sorry,
if,
chapter like 29.
if like Morio's not the first
I'm
stop
not
or
sure
something, or like.
I feel like if we're going exactly 1-to-1 with how it was with Koichi, it would be like early on. The thing is, though, I feel like there's still a way that could potentially be referenced, like something of a callback to the original way Koichi introduced it, if it's like just Yasuho meeting the protagonist in some way. Like if they steal something of Yasuho's or something like that would be a clear reference to the beginning of part 5. So I'll either say it's just Yasuho at the beginning of the JoJolands without Gappy, or something that clearly references Koichi's role.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's good.
One of those two things.
I think that's good.
Okay. David Bowie's Black Star. I think that David Bowie's passing was probably likely to affect Araki in some way, and I think there's going to be some kind of like usage of Black Star, the final David Bowie album, either a single track or just like the name of the album as a whole, incorporated through something in JoJolands. It just feels like very fitting in a lot of ways because it's JoJolands ending and it's JoJo ending, and you know.
There's like a lot of references even within the album too. That's like I'm a huge Dave Bowie fan, and that album's like very important and fantastic. And like even just like Lazarus, like
Lazarus is such a good
amazing
song.
But just like it opens up so many like potential ways to integrate into the story with like reviving characters, dying characters. Like I remember you had talked about this like during part 8, and I was always like, oh, and it's perfect too because the Joestar, like it'd be so fucking cool.
Yeah, I don't know, like that feels really thematically fitting for the end of JoJo.
Yeah.
So yeah. An unhinged main villain monologue. This is probably one of the most
Gotta have
gimme
a
of
couple
all
of
of
those.
them. Basically, if it becomes a meme, then it counts.
So what I love about this, it is a gimme, I would say, but you are positioning this as a very late, like addition. Like you'd have to wait until like near the end of the story potentially for this. So I think that's like.
Yeah, I guess I need to be confirmed that it is the main villain, don't I?
There's some funny little like caveats to that one.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways that I could like end up losing.
But that's why I love this one, because it's like it's such a good bingo because it has the funny like potential for it to not be correct.
It's an
you know what I
easy
mean?
one,
Like,
but it's risk. But you don't know how late you're gonna get that one.
Exactly.
And how many times were we fooled in part 8, Jim, about like, like
Oh
wow,
my
Jobin's like having his Joker speech. Oh no, wait,
I
never
thought
mind.
Jobin was the main antagonist until like chapter 95.
I know.
Like,
I thought that for no, I didn't. I was on a different train and I was still wrong.
I remember.
We all had
I
different
remember.
mindsets. We all ended up in the same position.
Yeah.
Owned.
Yeah.
Okay. God.
Okay. Okay. Now, what do you mean by God?
Okay. So aside from like a callback to the Holy Corpse, some kind of indication that God is real and exists within
God
this
is the main
universe.
villain, or God stops and chats with the main character.
Like some act of divine intervention would count. God literally appearing at some
it's
point,
happened in shows.
and they look oddly like Araki for some
Oh my
reason.
god, no.
Weirder shit's happened. Like literally the last episode of Quantum Leap literally has the guy talking to God, so why not? This could happen in literally anything else, so
I feel like this is like very likely to happen in
I can see
JoJo
it.
though, especially since Steel Ball Run had literally Jesus in it, and then Jojolin was talking about the intent of God in creating the rock humans.
hey,
Like it feels like it's building up to some divine altercation. In some respect, I don't know exactly like what form it will take, which is why this isn't like, you know, like I'm not confident this, but like proof of the existence of God in
No,
JoJo.
I love this one. This one's great.
and also I don't know, we have another main like a villain that's like religious related to like maybe
Yeah, it could be like some kind of
Oh,
Poochie
yeah.
sequel. Poochie.
An evil monk or an
Poochie
evil
too?
nun.
Oh, give me an evil
We had
nun.
Hot Pants with a
main
nun.
villain.
Although, like, Valentine and Toru were very unlike any of the previous antagonists. So, like, I don't see something happening 1-to-1, like, with Poochie.
Yeah.
But, like, who knows? Like, I do think, like I said, like, I think gravitational orbit is, like, the end game for the spin, and, like, the Big Bang tying into that.
Achieving heaven in the
So who
literal
knows?
way of literally trying to actually get
Yeah,
trying to get
literally
to literal
heaven.
heaven.
going there.
The final stand will be named
The stairway to
literally
heaven opens up and they ascend the stairway to heaven.
It's called Stairway to Heaven after Araki changed the name of Poochie's stand to Maiden Heaven from Stairway to
No,
Heaven.
damn, the stairs are right there, man. We just have to ascend like the fucking largest amount of stairs ever.
That'd be funny. Anyway, Plant Stand version
Okay.
3.0. So we had what was its name? Big Tree, Steel Ball Run,
the money one?
something Spring,
Sugar Mountain.
Sugar
yes,
Mountain
thank
Spring.
you.
We had Sugar Mountain and Steel Ball Run. Then we had Shakedown Road in Jojolian. I think
Ooh.
that we're going to continue the trend into Jojolands with another plant stand. And I like you brought up the entire town / island sharing a stand. That's like really interesting, and I could see that potentially being how this shows up.
It could just be someone controlling plants and like have the power to control plants. Because I don't think they really.
I don't think that would qualify for mine.
Qualify that?
I'm specifically referring to a plant possessing a stand.
Got it.
Like they cannot be. Well, I mean, I guess if it's a plant that is
A Venus
conscious,
flytrap
then it could
has
be
a
that.
stand.
But like, yeah, like literally a plant
Okay.
having a stand. They are the stand user. They don't just. It's not just a person that controls plants.
Got it.
Okay, multiple new JoJos. I already said why, like what I
Yeah, I
want
love
from
this.
that. Traveling around the world to find a bunch of new JoJos, like, ooh. But if there's more than just the protagonist being a JoJo, then I'll count that.
That doesn't count. It's just if it was just a main character in Josuke, you wouldn't count that.
Yeah, Josuke, if they've already been
Okay.
introduced, then they don't
Got
count.
it.
New JoJo specifically. Okay, Higashikata with King Crimson. Like, at this point, this is very dumb of me to include. I have constantly been shown that I am wrong on this. I'm stupid to believe that it'll still happen. But at the same time, it's totally happened. Get hype!
Like I said, there's plenty of copium bingo spots that we all have.
Yeah, like, I just cannot shake the idea of the Higashikatas, the entire family, having stands with the name King in it, and King Crimson not being involved in some way.
Child. You could have King Crimson.
Alright, yeah, let me just skip forward a bit here. I do have Mitsuba's second child, just like Jim
Maybe
has,
me.
and I do, like, think it's very likely that they will be the one to have King Crimson.
Okay.
I would love it.
Because that just, like, that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, I
because
agree.
they, like, think about it. Diavolo, his birth was really messed up. Like, they were a 2-year pregnancy,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
And then you also have Mitsuba, like, basically getting an abortion and then undoing
Put it
the
back
abortion.
in. She
That's
just shoved it back in.
crazy.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's not dead. Don't worry about it. Like, that feels like the sort of similar thing, except this time the Diavolo equivalent will grow up with a full family.
A stable, normal family.
And maybe not be a psychopath this time and take on a sort of similar to
have
Kira
you
role.
seen his siblings that he has? There's no way they'd be normal.
I mean, they're not going to be normal. No
Uncle
one in
Joshu?
JoJo's normal, but, like,
Come on.
Joshu is probably mellowed out a bit. I mean,
I
losing
don't
your
know
arm
about that.
might do that.
He probably.
I mean, probably not, but like maybe you'll see Joshua as an example
Alright,
of what
clip
not
that,
to
and then when
be.
Joshua comes back and tries to sexually harass somebody.
Alright, don't. I've already said enough missed shit on Joshua. Believed in my boy, and he let me down
He let us
constantly.
all down. He robbed us of the 100-page nut. But continue.
Okay, but yeah, like. Also, maybe Tsurugi could have. No, like, I'm sticking to Mitsuba's second child potentially coming back and having King Crimson. But, like, I put them in two separate things because that's a very specific prediction. A Wasuke cameo.
That little creature.
I just want to see them again.
I have, like, one of my recent photos on my phone camera is just that hilarious picture of Wasuke where his legs are, like, super long. And I just send it to everybody. Whenever I need a good reaction image, I just send it. So I just want to see the boy again.
I think someone...
Oh, Iwasuke is always good for
like the
smile.
long family portrait they have, like the entire family, like Iwasuke's there, but he's not in frame of the camera because you can see the camera, like the preview of it, and he's not in the shot even though he's supposed to be in front of him. It's very funny.
Okay. I put more than 2 no protagonist volume covers, but I think I might lower that because that's actually a ridiculous number. I don't think that's ever happened. So 2 or more, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll change that to 2 or more. Like, cause, like, I'm pretty sure only the Toru one didn't include Josuke and Jojolian.
I haven't gone through them in a while, so that's interesting.
Yeah, let me just
I feel like
change that. There you go. 2+ now. I have changed the whatever the Star Wars code is, whatever. Right,
I have altered the deal. Pray I don't change it any further.
I have altered the deal.
I think you're right.
Okay.
The only one I see is 26, which has Toru and his funny little stand on it.
So,
That's a good one.
I don't know if Steel Ball Run, I think, had one with just... No, but, like, it depends on if you consider Driver the protagonist at the points where he's kind of the protagonist.
Was one, like,
but,
Naked Lucy?
Yeah, that one. We'll get to that. I have creepy anime bullshit on
there is... Okay, there is one that is... Oh, technically... I think technically Johnny is on this one, though. But yeah, Lucy is naked.
Yeah, like they're kind of like silhouetted in the back or something, or they're like just penciled in.
Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Parts 7 through 9, main villains unassociated. Please.
The main villains not being associated to each other at all.
I wouldn't have too much of a problem with Valentine like having some association with the main villain of Part 9, but I kind of just want them to all
bring
be their
in
own
funnier and funniest Valentine as the main villains.
No, please. Yeah, that one's pretty simple. Just like that they don't have any direct associations.
That's a risky one, though. Because Rock Human can.
I mean, if it's another fucking Rock Human, then yeah, I guess it is.
You gotta have a risk.
You know what? I'm putting my bets on the Rock Humans being a Jojolian thing. Busarati XP, like just like an AU version of Busarati in some way. There's a surprisingly lacking amount of like non JoJo and non main antagonists like AU versions in the SBR universe. Like there are some. There's K being technically
Jotaro.
Why am I blanking on his name?
Okuyasu.
Okuyasu,
that's right.
Yeah.
Her fake last name.
And then like Avdol, obviously Stroheim, but they were all like front loaded in SBR, and then like very rare in Jojolian. So but like still, I think Busarati is going to show up in some way. Maybe he'll be like a version of Mitsuba's second child. You know, like putting too many bets on Mitsuba's second child.
It could be an island of gangsters, and they could be the gangster leader. Who knows?
An island of gangsters. Oh, you mean Naples?
Yeah, Naples.
Gangster Island.
You'd be surprised with the fruit.
I had to send my child to Gangster Island because he was a bad boy.
The fruit trade can have an island of just fruit trade gangsters.
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh
That's like
my
an
God.
Adventure Time, how there's like a thief city where like only thieves live there, so everyone's stealing everything from each other all
it's
the time.
JoJo. I wouldn't be surprised.
It's the evolution of Ogre Street. It evolved into
Shakedown,
an entire
Shakedown
island.
Road is a fucking entire like town of
It's
fucking
Britain.
thieves and criminals.
It's Gangster Island.
Like Shakedown Road is literally like a city of fucking like con men.
Hold
women.
on. Wait.
That's where the Giorno connection comes in. Diego's son lives on Gangster Island.
Jurassic Park.
Oh, that's so funny. I love Gangster Island.
Okay.
Gangster Island should be.
So I think it's
Okay,
time.
explain this one, please.
I believe. I don't know about you,
Yeah.
but I'm a South American.
That's big is true.
Okay, here's the thing. All right. I don't think that we have any definitive proof that South America exists in the new continuity.
And I forget you're
Thus
talking about
far.
JoJo in general. South America exists.
Maybe there's something that I missed, but like in part 2 there was a world map. There might have been a world map at some point during SBR. I don't know. But like there was a very continuous world map that showed Joseph going all over the place, and South America appeared on that. But the main map in SBR only shows North America, and then the map in Jojolian only shows Morio, obviously. And we don't have any like central characters that are from South America. So I think that JoJolands will, at some point, prove that South America exists in this new continuity.
But the main
All
character,
right.
but Joseph Joestar actually just destroyed South America, and actually just wiped off the map because of him.
I do.
It's just
I
gone. They show a map and it's gone.
Cracks off into space.
All right, I kind of want to challenge you because I'm also not sure. So there's a funny little line, another specific food reference that Kato says. She does say Inca no mezame potatoes.
Is that a South American
I
dish?
don't know. So I know that obviously Inca, like the Inca are a indigenous
Yes.
what do you call it, like culture to South America, but I don't know if Inca no mezame potatoes has any relation to that.
It's Mesoamerican, isn't it?
Yes.
Because they show like some bits of Central America in Steel Ball Run, so I don't know if that counts.
Oh, that's true.
It could,
so
it could have this.
oh, actually, the Incas are Peruvian, so that would be firmly in South America. So I'm not sure if Inca no
Okay.
mezame potatoes are, but if they are, then that's our one hope.
The scariest setting of Brazil.
Okay, so whether or not I am right about there being no mention or connection to South America prior, I am going to say that JoJolands will still prove it exists.
I can only
South
hope.
America is real.
Okay, not Eyes of Heaven 2, please.
Wait,
Like, I'm fine with referencing the past
Oh,
continuity,
yeah.
but don't overlap.
I mean,
100% agree.
I thought the thing was gonna go more so like the Part 9 main character won't be revealed in All-Star Battle DLC or in either.
I don't know if, like, they'll appear on their own in a video game. I think they might. I think that's, like, just an opportunity. It'll probably be All-Star Battle R.
I feel there's more hype around All-Star Battle than
It's a good marketing opportunity if they do it, but
yeah, you'd think like just cross promotionally it would make the most sense, but
yeah. But like I'm specifically referring to the story of Eyes of Heaven 2. That doesn't exist. I'm specifically referring to the story of Eyes of Heaven in that like all the universes and time periods
But
interact with
Jotaro's
each
the only
other.
one that gets to win.
I really don't want that. I just want them to do JoJolands things in the JoJolands time period, occasionally referencing past parts.
Hard
you don't want to see the new main character.
But like no traveling over to the continuity that had.
I mean, the
Irene
new
or
character would
whatever.
just be there to motivate Jotaro to beat Dio for the 20th time. And then just fuck off to his own realm where he's friends with a character he's not friends with.
Oh my god, what if the JoJolands main villain is Dio again?
no.
Shocked.
We can't do it again, guys.
I mean, that's not an
Joe says
impossibility.
they can't, and Rocky's like, looking at him like Diego's the spawn of Diego again.
I mean, was that like the?
I mean, he does show up in
Okay.
every odd numbered part.
Dude, so do you remember when Diego had all those women around him?
Was
Jim and the
Dio?
AU Diego had all those women around him.
Yes.
fucked
I
one of
still
them.
haven't
No.
like. I don't think I've gotten a definitive like answer on this. I don't even know if there is a definitive answer. Like during chapter 99 when they're like referencing, the different powers and like they show the person with the stone mask and
Hermes.
and Hermes or whatever. Was that Dio or was that the first chapter? The like person sacrificing the woman on the altar.
Yeah, I don't know if we ever definitively got an answer.
I don't know if there's like
Everyone kind of
an answer.
Yeah, I think everyone just assumed it was Dio, but
because I think they're shirtless and Dio didn't have like wasn't shirtless when they put the stone mask on, and I think that the sacrifice person did. I don't know. I need to look back, but like I'm not sure.
Did have a shirt on when he put the mask on for the first time,
But I mean, like it's possible. Maybe we'll get Dio in every single part. in some
Diego,
way.
either one of Diego could have fucked real quick before, on the way.
True. I mean, there's like, let's be real here. There's gonna be a version of Jolene, and there's gonna be a version of Giorno. Whether like how they'll be introduced into this part, we don't know, but they're going to exist. Like we're all in agreement of that.
I hope so. I mean,
Well,
I don't know. I feel like nothing's for sure.
We have Joseph. I feel like there's no way that we're gonna leave Giorno and Jolene.
I don't know.
Like they might be completely different than they were in the original continuity, but like I feel pretty certain that we're gonna get that. That feels like a gimme. I don't see any
I'm more
scenario
so
where
wondering
we
like,
don't.
how they be implemented with what they're left with by the end of part 8. But I mean, like I said, there's
What do you
more
mean?
so like there is like, Jolene being, I guess.
There's no Diego, but Kira is the son
Yeah,
of Holly
see-
in the new continuity. Like that doesn't matter.
I mean, it also could be that entire side of Joseph's family that we don't know about. They can have descendants being one of them,
Right.
and like who they're related
Like
to.
Johnny had like 2 other kids.
Yeah.
3? No.
I think it's like I think he had.
There's a bunch. Like George had like 3
Yeah.
kids. Like there's a bunch of potential like branches of the family
Like I
that we
said, if
haven't
Araki
explored.
explores the family tree more, then I think it's entirely possible. But Araki can get my hopes up and then crush them. So,
True.
or he'll introduce here's
Okay.
Giorno and Jolene. Oh no, they took a cane to the eye. They're gone.
But yeah, I feel like that's pretty obvious. Like there will be some version of Giorno, there will be some version of
Giorno
Jolene.
got stung by a jellyfish. He's dead. So, you're creepy
Anyway,
anime
where was
bullshit.
I? Not Eyes of
Yeah.
Heaven 2. That's right. All right, creepy anime bullshit. Basically, like any underage character, like a focus on like their breasts or something like
Yeah.
that.
Sorgi
Like,
being a creep.
something like Lucy being topless on one of the volume covers, or everything to do with Daya.
Lucy with the first lady.
No, I wouldn't count. I'm specifically like I didn't write it like this because I wanted to give like snappy titles for each of my points, but like specifically for an
Okay.
underage character.
Gotcha.
So like even if something happens like with Yasuho,
Yeah.
where like that's still creepy anime bullshit, but I'm not
Anything
gonna
with Joshi.
count it for this.
Joshi's gonna be the pervy old
Yeah.
man character of fucking JoJoLand.
I hate pervy old characters, but it would be really fitting if Joshi was one of those.
It's okay. He's a
That's a long time skip though.
this handicapped man perv character.
We're going to 2050.
It'd be worth it. Maybe there's like a rapidly aging stand. I'm sure we can do one of those again.
2070. Fuck it,
This
2150.
pervy atheist handicapped man becomes a perv, like the town
Proud
perv.
atheist.
Proud atheist. Proud fist sausage company owner.
Anyway, next, right next to creepy anime bullshit, Araki destroys gender.
I thought you already did that with 4 balls.
I think that like genders had it too good for too long, and Araki, all of JoJo's been leading up to it, and I think Araki will finally do it once and for all. He's going to destroy it completely and utterly.
Josuke makes the biggest
Good.
bubble that just takes away the concept of gender out of the world and changes it.
But like specifically, when I say this, like non-binary character, probably.
I feel like there's a lot of JoJo characters.
Maybe even the protagonist, like that
That'd
one.
be really
That'd
interesting.
be pretty cool. Like Jolene was the first female JoJo. Maybe make their version the first non-binary
Beautiful.
JoJo.
I mean,
Who
how
knows?
many characters in JoJo look you could just say non-binary and be like, yeah, that makes sense.
Right,
Most
like
of
that's
them.
why I'm not specifically saying like an androgynous
Pick your part
character
5 character.
because that could
Pick
be
a part 5
everyone.
character.
Yeah. Literally.
Yeah. Like I don't even think you could say that could be anyone. That could be everyone.
Yeah, this is a good one. I like this
That's
one.
very good, yeah. I
So
can
yeah,
see that.
non-binary character in JoJo. It doesn't have to be the protagonist. Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Kendrick Lamar
Hell yeah.
reference. This is pretty specific. But like I think, he's a pretty prolific musician at this point, and I think Araki's gonna do like a bunch of modern, maybe not a bunch, but a few modern artists, and I think that might be one
Rocky
of them.
can't do Kanye now.
Also, like Kendrick albums and tracks just have like a very like naming scheme to
That's a really
them.
good way of putting it.
Good Kid, Mad City. That's a very stand name kind of title.
Even to Pimp a Butterfly,
Uh,
that feels like it could be a stand name.
To Pimp a Butterfly feels very
I
stand
don't think you would
namey.
use the word pimp.
Sam,
Why not?
Doggy Style.
literally
There's a
have
fucking stand called
Yeah.
Doggy
Doggy
Style.
Style.
Yeah.
Soft and
Yeah.
wet.
Yeah.
It doesn't use the actual word pimp.
I am guaranteeing you that fucking Limp Bizkit.
Come
You're
on,
really gonna
Sam.
tell me that that's worse than Limp Bizkit?
Biscuits? No.
I know for a fact that there's one that's just like that has an explicit name, like outright.
They're harmless references.
Kiss.
Kiss. Oh no.
Kiss.
I love Kendrick though. I would love to see a
Gold
Kendrick.
Experience. Sex Pistols.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna
okay.
tell me To
You
Pimp
got
a
me there.
Butterfly is worse
Yep,
than
okay.
Sex Pistols?
No, you're right. You got me there. I forgot about Sex Pistols. Yeah, you're good.
Modern Crusaders, that's pretty much the just
Like a
referring to like a modern version of Stardust Crusaders, so a globetrotting adventure. Basically the same thing as what Jim
Okay.
has. Italy again. We see Italy
Definitely.
again.
This is such a good gimme. Because it could show up
Is
whenever.
it
I don't
a
think it's
gimme,
gimme.
though?
I don't.
'Cause I
Okay, maybe
feel
it's not a
like-
gimme.
I feel like it's not. Like he did come up on stage at Lucca in the Italy convention, and say that like he might do something set in Italy again in the future. But like I don't think that's a guarantee. I think it's a possibility, especially if we're doing a globetrotting adventure. But I don't think it's a gimme. Even if like Giorno appears as an AU form in some variant in this, in JoJolands.
Okay. Next one's a gimme. I think so.
Is it? Alright, when we're talking absurd, I mean, Raimamzuku spaghettification, eyes are hanging out. Oh, thank goodness you're alive. Absurd.
Yeah, there's absolutely no coming back from that.
Um,
But he does.
I like that feels like a pretty rare occurrence even for a Rocky.
It depends if they have a healer in the group. Would you?
Even a healer, like I don't think anything has gotten as bad as that version. Like that.
A child
moment
blew
with
up in
Rai.
part 4, and
But he died.
Josuke put them back together.
Yeah, but it was very
Still,
quick.
third survival.
He's got
That
mad
is
reflexes,
absurd
man.
survival. Even with the healer, where like Okiyatsu got like stabbed like 3 times on a gate and got healed.
He blew
Like, there's a
up.
lot of like absurd survivals, and I think healer's kind of like a cheap.
But like, I feel like the Rai thing is the equivalent of Josuke doing it like 2 minutes later after they exploded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty
Yeah, I like
ridiculous
this. This is
how
good.
he just walks up to a pair of eyes and says, "Thank goodness
It's like
you're
one of those like
alive."
anti-drug commercials where the person's like just a wound up thing of like Mamazuka looks like, yeah, you should have smoked pot. That's what you've become.
Oh yeah.
And his teeth are detached.
I love that
Thank
so
God.
much. It's so fucking funny.
It's such an amazing visual, but it's so
it's like-
dumb.
It's like, okay, this man cannot die any other way. Just no.
Okay.
That's a good one though.
All right, so this next one,
Oh man.
this is one of the I win either way ones because I am putting down a character will not be named Haruno in JoJolands.
This is funny.
Even if I do believe that there will be a Giorno version, like an AU Giorno in here, I do not believe they will ever be called Haruno. I do not believe that Haruno is a name that will exist in JoJolands. But if I'm
It would
wrong,
be fucking funny.
fuck yeah, man!
That'll be a
You'd
great
be very
day
happy
gameplay.
to be wrong about that.
I'd be very happy to miss that one.
Alright.
Alright, and then the last one is space. We see space. I'm not counting a night sky,
This is also a good
although
one.
I could.
Yeah.
We will see space at some
Yeah, we'll
point.
see.
We might not go to space, but there will be a
Someone
space
could be launched
thing
into
where
space.
we see space. We might see like the Earth from space. That counts. Space. Yes, space.
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 Uh,
Space.
also, just thinking about your Haruno one, it's hilarious because you won't be able to count that as like checked off literally until the part ends. Like the part will have to end before you can like make a call on whether or not that's
I mean,
correct.
that's
Fuck
why I
it,
didn't make it
worth
a corner spot.
I mean, like, if we get like a version of Giorno and they're not like referred to as Haruno, then I'm just going to like mark it as no and then like remove the mark if I need to.
Yeah.
Alright.
And that's my board.
And we're back.
Alright.
So, Sam, are you ready?
Yeah, at the bottom bun, I'm totally ready.
The bottom bun. Don't say that.
Why would you put the bottom one last?
I don't know, Jim. we're fucking. That's how Jim.
That's how we build sandwiches in New Jersey.
Yeah. That's how you goddamn. Alright.
Put the bottom bun
Here,
last.
post it mine.
Alright.
I made it in Microsoft Paint, so excuse my.
Oh my god, we all put Mitsuba's second child.
Hell
I fucking
yeah.
love Mitsuba, so I kind of had to put that on there. So yeah, Mitsuba-san,
Why did we all put it though? Like, that's such an out there thing.
I was very.
It has to come
I had
up.
to.
It has
So yeah,
to.
Mitsuba, second child, will appear and be an important character. So that's kind of we all kind of put that on there, so I kind of don't really explain that anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so dead dog.
I don't think this is as like much
Yeah.
of a gimme as you would
Yeah,
think.
that's why I think it's good for a bingo board because it's kind of risky.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the track record. We had a dog take.
Like maybe Araki's been baiting us this whole time with his alive dogs. Maybe Owasuke and Bacon were just misdirection, so he could really hit us
Bacon.
in
even
part
goes by
9.
Rohan, he had a dog now, and like the dog.
Yeah, bacon.
Yeah,
Bacon.
And the dog hasn't died yet. It turned into a feral dog at one point, but got better.
Even the eco-terrorist loves Bacon.
He's a good dog. He's a good boy.
So that's just an easy, like kind of a risky one, but
Then again, the eco-terrorist was pretty based, so...
True.
so next I have learn more of the Joseph side of the family. So this is kind of made more of like a flashback towards like Joseph or any of his other family members, like I guess his kids or anything like that, and also like
Hope so. I feel like that's kind of a gimme, considering Araki's already confirmed that the protagonist is the descendant
this is
of Joseph.
more so if we have a flashback with him or any of his past
Yeah.
family. So that's just
alright.
That's good.
yeah. So you kind of like a Kira or even like the Radio Gaga incident, very similar to that. But so yeah,
You're both obsessed with the Speedwagon Foundation.
Yeah.
They're epic.
I'm interested of what this New World Speed Foundation is, and like since we don't have
I never think of them.
The only reason I thought about it was because it showed up for like 1 second in part 8, and that's why like. And if it's gonna be like globetrotting adventure, Speedwagon Foundation in part 3 was a really good like scapegoat to just give the character like a really easy plot contrivance to be like, oh yeah, we just need to give you guys a submarine for like 1 chapter. Yeah, Speedwagon Foundation bought it from like a guy in like Saudi Arabia.
But what's interesting about the Speedwagon Foundation is like they're not have a blood debt to the Joestar family, so
that we know of.
That we know of.
Like they're more concerned about the Holy Corpse.
They're like CIA kind of shit of like.
Speedwagon is very concerned about Jesus.
As he should
be.
As every American should be, or British man.
The Speedwagon Foundation are actually offsprings of Judas.
Oh, now you're getting me excited, Sam.
Getting biblical in this shit. So this is a...
Damn. I can't believe the Speedwagon Foundation is biblical.
Yeah, wait. I mean, they bring Adam and Eve into this shit or something? I don't know.
I am still so surprised that, like, the Jokakaka was never directly acknowledged as, like, the fruit from the Tree of Knowledge. That feels like such an Iraqi thing to do.
Yeah.
And, like, way to tie into the whole, what's it called? Holy Corpse.
Iraqi don't get too biblical, I guess.
Is that more biblical than Jesus?
Iraqi's like...
I guess it is, like... earlier biblical.
Rocky just shrugs.
Jesus
is more of a like protagonist, I would say, in the Bible.
Protagonist of the Bible. Jesus
the New
Christ.
Testament, Jim. The Old Testament has multiple main characters.
That's true.
Was Moses the protagonist of the Old Testament?
A couple arcs.
For one arc.
A couple arcs, yeah.
For the Egypt arc,
yeah.
For
the
Deuteragonist.
Noah's also like a protagonist.
God is the Deuteragonist.
The Noah arc was kind of wild, but
the Noah arc. The Noah arc.
I think Sam, that was East Blue.
That's good. That's good. I love that.
Remember Rocky after he's done JoJo just writes a JoJo style like Bible of like.
There needs to be like, you know how they have like the Extreme Teen Bible. There needs to be like a manga Bible. Like
that'd be amazing.
I feel like Iraqi's already done something like that at some point. He must have.
All right, so next one is Carrera actually returning. Then she said, "I'll be around."
She did promise that she'd come back.
Carrera would never lie. She would never lie.
She promised.
Folks, where's the lie?
Does Carrera seem like someone who would lie?
Yes. Maybe slightly, but who knows? Maybe she'll follow. She hangs around the pier a lot, so when Josie gets on that boat, she'll just smuggle herself in there.
Okay, what if, in like a video game, what if like every island they go to, she's always at that pier, like a save point?
Just
like she just always...
She's the shopkeeper!
Yeah, literally.
What are you buying? She has to return.
Carrera's definitely coming
back. But that's also kind of... Okay, this is also a big thing, is any leftover answers from Part 8 being like... getting answers from Part 8.
Okay, that's way too vague.
I would say...
No, you need to be more specific
any
than that.
leftover mysteries from Part 8, which is like Flashback Man, Bling Baby, like...
You cannot put an etc. there. There's so many things that etc. includes.
I would say, you need to add like a definitive third one to that list, and then I would give it to you. But no, etc. is a little too vague.
Alright. Well, it's me...
Yeah, I'm fine with putting Flashback Man and Bling Baby in one...
okay,
cell.
Those are the two main ones, but I didn't like bother to do the third. Okay, I didn't feel like it can smaller, but I can change that.
Just pick one. There's so many.
It'd just be the flashback people to just Flashback Man and Bling Baby. Okay, that's fine.
Or you could say you could even put what's her face in there too, Holly.
Holly. Okay, yeah, Holly. Holly. I
guess there's like
I not put
Holly.
Like why
that feels like a gaming...
Actually, yeah. Okay, never mind.
Like when they say, "I'm going to do this for Holly in the next part."
If he says that.
Quote, Gappy.
But can we trust Iraqi to deliver this? That's the real question.
You know what? That's a good question.
How they got the Lamborghini out of the tree, I don't know. But...
We'll never know.
I can...
We'll never see it.
We're waiting with bated breath to
I can
find
edit that
out
afterwards then. But, so we got... A main character will have an evolving /act Stan.
You're not getting this
No,
one.
you don't think it's going to have like an act or like a go beyond kind of evolution?
I feel like Okay, all right, evolving. Actually, I thought you just said act. Evolving, maybe.
Like a power up,
But
with, like a Requiem.
I feel like it's unlikely. Uh, maybe it'll happen, but I feel like no. But Go Beyond wasn't really an evolving stand.
It's more it's like a name like Requiem and like having like a new name and new. God,
Would you count just like obtaining a new ability?
Because that'd be like saying Starfinger. Or
Starfinger
even,
is
like the
Like, is
world.
Starfinger
Is
an
involved.
evolution?
The world is. I always thought that was fucking weird.
That's definitely an evolution. Like I would qualify the world Star Platinum.
Even though the
world as an
evolution is, oh, we have the same stand, so I definitely had the same power as you.
Because I don't think he had that power at the beginning, and just because they had the connection, he was able to like basically uncover that power in the same way you would uncover.
I think the more so is this like the stand can just transform. It had like a name. It kind of like Requiem had changes the entire design of it, and same as Act has multiple different designs as well.
I feel like Rocky is probably going to do something weird that'll make this like more of a question of like what exactly the logistics of an evolving or axe stand is. I feel like whatever happens with the protagonist stand is not going to be like overt, like an evolution or an act.
I guess it could be a main character, so it could be like a Koichi kind of thing where like a side character had the axe stand as well. So it could be just like.
I don't think we're going to get another axe stand. I think Tusk was the axe stand for this continuity, and Echoes was the axe stand for the previous continuity.
Well, that's what I put it on there. It could happen, it could not, so.
Yeah. I could see an evolution because Go Beyond wasn't technically an evolution, but like I feel like whatever Araki does with the protagonist stand in this part is going to be completely different than anything we got before.
Yeah, that's more of like it could go either way kind of thing, but I put a lot of range of like it could be a stretch, but who knows?
Right. I think like whether you get this one will come down to semantics is the thing. But we can't really predict what Araki's gonna do. So
yeah, it'll be like when we see it, we can decide. I guess.
Yeah.
I love the idea of like the council of bingo. Like we have to convene like every like few months to like, oh yes, this one we will allow. This one we will not allow.
The bingo council will decide your fate.
So I think we put this in a lot of you guys all had it, but I put part 5 character or stand homage, like you got the King Crimson and like Butcherati.
You just got a more vague version of my Bucerati XP. Yeah. That's not fair.
Well,
can we say this? Limit it to main cast and like main villain.
I mean, yeah.
Like just because it is like
I wouldn't count like fucking Hermes appearing at the end of part 8 as like a part 6 reference. So or like Enya appearing, like that whole thing. No, it had to be like actual like name and actual like character using it, like Love Deluxe was and all that.
Okay.
I feel like there's like bound to be one. I don't think there's a single part yet, 1 through 4, that hasn't had one. Like I don't see JOJOLANDS going through without a single part 5 AU version.
Well,
that. I don't know.
I thought we were gonna get King Crimson, but we didn't get that.
Right, but like this is any character / stand from part 5.
Well, that's right.
And we got one for every other part.
Yeah. I hope.
Like except for 5 in Stone Ocean, but yeah, JOJOLANDS.
I mean, we had a what's it called? We did have a part 6 reference in JoJoLand with the prison.
Yeah,
I guess, but like I feel like it's more just like part 1 and 2, part 3 and 4, and now part 5 and 6.
We'll see.
I don't know. That feels like too much of a gimme, but
I mean, I didn't go very specific for that one, but unlike you,
I would say if you just limit it to like main cast, so the 6 gang stars and then the main villain.
Yeah, I mean, not even like a villain of the week, like or like a character of the week, like Carrera was. I thought Carrera was going to be an important character.
No, what I mean is like
you guys are getting very disgusting about mine. My God.
No, because like
we're just trying to make it
Council.
like
because I just like, don't want it to be like, oh man, we got Blafingo and he's based on Zucchero.
No, I basically said it's like it's not like a fucking like here's a fucking
because like I feel very like confident in Giorno being like an AU version of Giorno appearing in JOJOLANDS, and that would automatically get this. So
yeah,
I don't know.
We'll fucking find out then.
All right.
An inanimate object has a stand, like the town having a stand, or like a like the guard. I guess it could be like radio, like the guardrail, but guardrail with an animal, but it could be like no, it's like fucking like a.
It technically did have a stand, right?
It was more of a rock.
Oh, but that was.
But this is more so like.
Wait, was it inside the guardrail or was it the guardrail? Because I think it was inside that.
Well,
right?
either way, it wasn't a stand.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like
it was a rock animal.
That's true.
I'm talking about like a random object just having a stand ability or like.
So something like
right,
like Shakedown Road,
yeah.
or like
Sugar Mountain.
What's the one from Part 4? The one that's like the radio tower.
No, but that was still a character stand.
Yeah,
but it was technically the stand.
The stand could be.
It was
the object didn't have the stand. The stand was attached to the object.
And the stand could transfer to other people as well.
It was Superfly.
Yeah,
Superfly. That's right. Because I in my mind I always see that as Superfly. The stand is
the user is hold on.
I mean, kind of like
Toyohiro Kanedaichi.
Yeah, but he also said his stand could just be given to somebody else. It's kind of like Anubis, where he had a stand, but then
it would still be his stand, even if like someone else was trapped in the tower. Like it's an attached stand, like Hot Pants' shaving cream
meat
spray. I also
kind
of think of like Anubis, where like the stand either died, but it's still like it's a sword. It just is.
Right.
Just became.
But it was the creator, like the blacksmith stand.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't the inanimate object didn't have the stand. The only cases where an inanimate object has a stand are Sugar Mountain Spring and Shakedown Road.
But yeah, I want something weird getting a stand, like doesn't. Yeah, like a
I think this is a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, his buoy in the sea has a fucking stand. Oh shit! Like
we opened the treasure chest and it ate us. So, it's a mimic.
So I also put a kind of similar, unconventional stand fight. Like Beetle Tendency wasn't like a fucking like we're gonna kill the user kind of fight, and like Milagro Man would just I gotta give my fucking debt to somebody, kind of shit.
So you would qualify all of these as unconventional stand fight?
A stand fight that isn't just we gotta kill the user or the stand.
I mean, I would hope we would have at least one of those.
Yeah.
Like that.
You hope so. That's not like.
Right.
If we can like.
It's a stand that doesn't end with like the user being like, like we have to find a user or kill the stand to kill the user. Like. It doesn't end up in a punch battle or like a big struggle to survive. It's like, okay, I gotta spend money to defeat the stand, or I gotta transfer it to somebody else because I'm an asshole, or gotta beat them in a weird arcade. I think yeah, kind of like even like derbies where like you're just playing a video game instead of like punching each other, or they're playing poker, stuff like that.
All right, so proxy or. Like, it needs to be a proxy fight, or it just needs to be unconventional, because I feel like every stand fight is unconventional in a certain way, except for stuff like, what's it called? Like Aphex Twins, or...
Oh,
there aren't that many conventional stand fights in JoJolian.
Yeah, Part 8, it's mostly, like... Because a lot of them are about, like, the leverage that one character has over another.
It's, like, a lot of long-distance stands, which... like are all unconventional in a certain way. I'm not sure like what exactly you're saying for this.
So if you can like if you want to specify, like I think the Beetle Tendency is a really good example where it's like a stand fight where they don't realize it's a stand fight, that kind of thing, like
or just like a proxy fight, stand fight.
Yeah,
I say that or like just isn't people aren't like the fight that isn't them just dying the entire taking damage the entire time. It's
right, like not a literal fight.
Yes,
fight,
not a literal fight. I can
a fight that. Where they don't exchange blows. Then
okay, that totally makes phrasing it that way. Yeah,
that's what
that'll be good.
All right. I'll touch it up.
I like this one.
So yeah, a boat or a plane destroyed by the main character. Since he's a Senna Joestar, he needs to like destroy a vehicle of some sort. And I'm thinking
it's the bloodline.
Yes.
Okay, does it need to be specifically destroyed by them?
They
or like if they're in it and someone else blows it up, does it count?
I feel like as long as they're on it or involved, like being like them touching it is basically them cursing it.
Okay,
Yeah,
the
that-
protagonist
yeah.
involved in a plane/boat destruction.
Because like Joseph was on the Tower of Grey, he's like on that plane, but I don't think he was trying to fly, but it ended up crashing anyway. But yeah, just basically he's gonna be the one to blow up a boat or a plane in a way. I think more so the boat than the plane, but
Right.
yeah, there could be
Okay.
could be like a water plane for all we know in this part at some point.
Mhm.
So this is the community one. I kind of want to. I think,
Okay. I know you're referring to Jojo here, but like,
Well, yeah.
how are we qualifying this?
Community were like the most unlikable characters. So
Because like
Yeah,
you
this
could
is
just
gonna-
say, "Oh, I don't like Blimbo," and why do I keep going back to
like
nonsense
Limbo,
names?
yeah, Limbo himself is basically a character meant to not be a like he's drawn. I guess it is very, but
This could
Maybe
be
like
solved.
ugly character.
I
No,
consider,
but
like,
that's,
Jojo-
This could be
also-
done by like a Twitter poll.
Yeah.
I think this could be like when we get to like it'll be like a few weeks of seeing.
But how do you
Blimbo.
determine
then-
they're unlikable if the community likes them?
it's
The Twitter poll doesn't work for that.
it's just like a character. Just he's ugly.
But I think Joshu's a good
Yeah.
example because like Joshu is an asshole. Like the story paints him negatively, but everyone loved him. So I feel like I know exactly what Sam
I mean,
is
not
saying.
by the end, but like, yeah, I get like this is basically Joshu, but
I,
like I Joshu definitely qualifies. I agree
I
with
don't know,
you,
do
but
I
like,
count-
how are we
I
determining
count the
this? Because I
people-
feel like we can stretch this.
what about the people who say like what's it called?
Honestly,
No,
you're thinking
honestly,
honestly
or
too.
funny was right. People
Well, funny is correct. I mean,
like funny did nothing wrong. People like
funny's correct.
But like, he's not an unlikable character, is he?
Funny. Yeah, that's different. I would say like this
Like,
is like your
yeah,
for your
Anasui.
Joshu or your
Yeah.
Anasui. Anasui would be another example.
Is Anasui is one of them? I thought like
it's a character.
People,
Yeah, I guess.
surprisingly, people do like Anasui. This is also
people like
extremely
Anasui,
biased.
but like, is he made to be unlikable?
Yes, he
he's
is.
Like he's
He's-
kind of
he-
like a. We were already the anime.
He's
kind
creepy.
Of a joke.
No,
He's creepy,
I
kind of
agree.
made of a-
He's creepy, but like, I don't know if Araki intended that.
He
That's the
comes off
question.
like a.
He definitely does, because like there are many scenes where like he's the butt of a joke, or
He's
like the part when he
Right,
he
he's
has like a
comic relief.
ring.
he's
Yeah,
he's
and he's like an
he's
asshole.
Joshu, but with actually like became out like good looking.
If Joshu was actually a murderer,
All right. This is like a question, but like I don't know how we determine this.
A recurring annoying asshole. Like, not with any single good quality in them, but the
If
community's
he
like,
has a dumb haircut, then we can pretty much just like say, yeah, that's the Jojo of this part.
I feel like this is a when you see it, you can identify it kind of thing. Like
Right.
it's hard to imagine it right now, but once we actually
Yeah.
are in the thick
once
of it,
you know, you will know, kind of thing. But
Alright.
so, I mean, do you count Stroheim the community loving a literal Nazi?
I don't know. That's like I don't think Stroheim's supposed to be unlikable despite being a Nazi.
It's very.
I would say he's not painted as unlikable by the story, especially because he gets like a
Yeah,
hero
because like
send off.
he's
Dies in
like
Russia.
heroic, like flying into the final battle with Joseph.
A hero send off
Yeah,
him
no.
dying off screen to the Russians in World War II. But
Yeah, he dies at the Battle of Stalingrad.
Is the
I think,
whole
which is,
like
one of the
thing
most
where like he
horrible-
just like flexes or something and like a bunch of weapons pop around him? Is that an anime only thing? I don't remember.
Probably not. It's I don't know though, honestly.
Because I
It's been
could
a while
see that
since I
just
read part
being
two.
like a single frame, a single panel in the actual manga, and then just like elaborating on it. But I don't know.
so
Okay.
This next one is, I think Jim had this on here, is like the JoJo deep food talk.
Yeah.
So we kind of talked over that one, and we also take like I think the main character will have some sort of spin related power.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, from the beginning or eventually?
I think he's going to have it towards the beginning, but again, I hope, 'cause I don't think he would go beyond again like that.
Right.
I'm thinking being
Mine was also pretty vague though, so I would say that like this is fine as
or if
written.
anything,
like,
Right.
maybe he comes to learn more as he goes on, similar to Joseph, kind of having him
Yeah.
on, and then progressingly, learn more about it. So
Right.
Mhm.
So basically, what Johnny did.
yeah, maybe kind of
Okay.
mirror out that like Joseph's. Maybe
Does it need to use the spin specifically, or can it just like involve something that spins?
as long as something involving spin, kind of like how like your shit spins string action, like it's similar to like how spins just like name drop towards his stand or power or whatever he's gonna
Right.
have.
Okay.
It's associated with like its ability.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see them like having a stand that spins something and not having it
Just
tied to the
spins you,
spin.
people.
But you know, like
That's what he
we
spins
gotta
people.
like get in the nitty gritty. I mean, like this is serious stuff,
He
man.
spins him around, and he gets sick and throw up, and that's how he wins every time.
Projectile
great.
vomit offensively.
So next one I put female Jobro. So we have another female Jobro in it. That's just,
This one, this is a good one
alright,
because
so-
okay, what I want to say, like the quote unquote Jobro squads have been pretty small
yes.
in the new universe, so I think this is a really good one to have because the chance is pretty. It's like up in the air.
That's
'Cause
what I'm gonna ask.
I would
When we say Jobro, because like the like kind of archetypes that fans make up aren't really Araki things. They're just like similar
Yeah.
things that people have noticed. Are we saying anyone in like the main team?
Yes, like
or are we specifically doing like the right hand of the main protagonist?
if they go in a, like a Stardust Crusader way, I would just assume the squad that's traveling with the protagonist, like as even the Bucciarati's gang as well, like all I could kind of consider
so
all
any of them are female.
Yeah.
then. Okay.
And so then, like, I would disqualify a character like Hot Pants
Yeah.
in this. Like, I would say that in part 7, it is just Johnny Gyro. Part 8 is Rai, Yasuho, and
they basically
Josuke,
have to
I would say.
be with
if
the main
Joshi
character.
was a girl, would you count that?
Ooh.
No,
I would say no. I would say no.
I would not count
personally.
Joshu at all. Like
Okay.
Joshi is a minor antagonist.
he really is. I mean, Jobin really had
Minor antagonist only fight first chapter.
Jobin had to tell him to root for Josuke. So,
It's true. That does have an appeal tendency.
but
Okay.
I think
Okay.
like Jim said, corpse parts return. So we talked about this again. Like, the corpse parts return in any kind of. I
Okay,
think
actually, I don't know if Jim specified either.
I said Jesus.
Jim said
actually.
Jesus,
That was
but-
Jesus specifically. Okay.
Jesus H Christ.
When we say corpse parts, if Johnny Joestar is indeed a saint, and that gets revealed in
Oh.
JoJolands, and his corpse parts are shown,
if it's related,
does that count?
it could be named like the new corpse part or something. So I feel like if they are called or I guess stated as corpse parts.
If they're serving like a similar role, then I would totally count that. Like if they
Okay.
if they like
so
are used.
any saint corpse parts,
Yeah.
not necessarily Jesus's.
Yes, especially if America has them on lockdown,
Yeah.
and I don't expect them to like getting out again because Johnny had bullshit powers to get them out in the first place.
Got it.
They're
Okay.
keeping Jesus in the Pentagon.
Deep underneath in the SCP Foundation.
Jesus steep saint.
Literally, they keep him deep.
So this is the one I have to wait till the fucking very end, but I put the main villain having like the typical time space, and I put like I guess like the fate powers, like kind of like I said, Turbo's more.
You can't do all of them because like all of the
I probably shouldn't have put fate there. I really want to put time space. I'll probably just fix that.
time space is fine.
Yeah.
If you include fate, I feel like that's a bit like
No,
It's
yeah,
gonna be,
I
like-
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I put that there. I mainly just put time space. So basically,
Right.
the
Okay,
typical
yeah.
space
JoJo,
I'm fine with. Yeah.
time space, and
Definitely.
I guess it.
Because would we qualify Love Train as a time space power?
Oh.
Because it
Space.
sends misfortune somewhere else.
was,
Like we see people on the other side of the globe
Love
through
Train-
Love Train
Love
getting
Train-
like misfortune sent to them.
Oh, I assume that it was throughout all of time. Because don't they?
I thought it
we
was
saw, like-
just people, someone else. Like I don't think it affects time in any way. I don't see how that would work.
I thought it was sending it to like other periods of time. Because I thought like in the one thing we saw like, oh hold on, I need to before I talk and make myself sound stupid.
No, it's not anywhere in time because like Johnny does a similar thing using Tuskek 4 and it sends it to his son in the current time. It's just sending like your misfortunes elsewhere.
Okay, here's what we see. Okay, this is what I thought. So we see what appears to be a man in East Asia holding like an assault rifle. That
would be
gets
in the
sent.
current time, I think.
But this is in like Love Train, so he's like sending it forward. Here, let me post a screenshot.
Right.
So I'm assuming that Love Train has a time aspect if it's sending misfortune to like other periods of time. If it's
But what makes you think that that's a different period of time? This is during like 1920s.
no
Or
the end of Steel Ball
1910s?
Run. Steel Ball Run takes place in the 1890s. So
Does it?
there were not.
Oh yeah,
yes,
it
there
does.
there were
like
not
1892. Are you sure?
Yeah.
There had to have been guns though, because they fought in the Civil War.
But this looks like an assault rifle. Like the
That doesn't
the
look
kind of
like an
guns they had
assault
at the
rifle.
time.
Does it?
I think it. To me, it looked. Well, I guess they
It
have.
has like
rifles.
a bayonet on it.
Interesting.
I think that's like same time period.
What does the wiki say?
This totally has to relate to the bingo board, by the way.
I'm fixated on this now because this paints my. I guess it could. He does have a bandolier, which
Like I
is
agree with it
not-
being a space power, but not a time power. I don't see why time needs to be involved with it. Because Funny Valentine like disappears between dimensions.
And
Like
plus-
that's a space power.
I think
it does
my
have.
bingo board more so that the main power is related to time or space. Like it's not like it needs time and space and you can
Well,
travel through
I
time.
mean-
Sam, shut up! I'm trying to think.
Oh my
I mean, like time and space are really just two dimensions of a cohesive unit.
All right, yeah, this is stupid to keep focusing on. You can keep going.
Are you
Sam.
sure?
Wait,
You-
redirect. Hold on. I think redirected.
I'll go-
No, that
I'll go
doesn't
lay
say.
in bed while you guys are discussing the time space of Love Train.
There's gotta be. I think it just says like it sends it elsewhere. Misfortune
Also,
redirection.
whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Alright.
I'm
Alright,
potentially
whatever.
wrong. I'm potentially wrong. Sam, keep
All
going.
right,
So like, but you're just saying like time space power,
yeah,
right?
time space
Yes.
power.
Okay.
I'm gonna edit
Because
this.
like fate,
I'm gonna get rid
I
of
would
that.
count.
I don't know why I
Yeah,
wrote that.
I would count Wonder Review as a fate power, but not a time and space power.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that out. But next one, just gonna cut out the last part of this one as well. Kind of looking at it now, I just want to say traveling setting across the world is gonna be the.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna get rid
Definitely
of.
agree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut that last part. You won't see it hopefully when Jim posts the video.
I think like to qualify for the globetrotting thing for all of our things, it needs to be from one country to another.
You need to go to more than one country.
Yeah.
or two.
More than one country.
I was thinking-
Actually, should we make it at least 3 countries
Yeah,
if we're doing
I think-
globetrotting?
I think definitely more. I think more than 2 is definitely.
More than 2 countries. All right. I agree with
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
we set the bar there. I put Rock Humans not the main villains,
God, I hope.
so this is.
Me too.
I don't think they'll be main villains. Maybe they'll meet a couple, but they're not gonna. Maybe there'll be one villain of the week that's a Rock Human for all we know, but they're not gonna be like a group of them or like the last one's like a Rock Human.
Right.
Pretty
Yeah.
much like we're hoping there's not gonna happen.
Basically.
I put Gabby returns, but we'll still not see his hair.
Okay, still
Okay.
not seeing its hair, like, that's fine. I feel like Gappy returning is basically mandatory. If he never shows up,
See?
I'll be actually angry.
That's why I put the will not show his hair to add a little bit of spice
Right.
to it.
Yeah.
I love this one because Sam could immediately get this, and then if he shows his hair, he loses it forever.
I do.
He-
I gotta do reverse.
that would be so funny.
I gotta erase it.
That would be really funny. So I love this one.
Yeah, no,
if he ends up showing his hair in Jojolands instead of Jojolian after I was banking on it that whole time.
yeah,
Oh, man. I should have, like, included King Creole somewhere just to be funny.
So this is next one is my I guess name or reference, which is he referred a stand to a Japanese music artist or group, kind of like how Chocolate Disco.
Yeah, I think there have only been 2 so far.
Yeah,
So I think this is a really
Chocolate
good one.
Disco, depends on if you consider Weka Pipo and Magent.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so,
But those aren't, like, stand names. Those are character names.
Yeah.
yeah,
Chocolate Disco, I think, is the only Japanese one. It's not the only non-English one, though.
but this is basically
true.
Rocky basically referring to someone from his own country, and I think that's like as a stretch, but it'd be very cool if he actually like did one again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think that's a
maybe
really
his
good one for the
daughter
board.
will bug him about it.
yeah, so that people from across the world can ruin those comment sections to those YouTube channels and videos. Oh, I should have. That's a
You're
free
specifying though, Japanese music artist group, not just a Japanese stand name, right? Because I think the Oyakomava's stand was in Japanese, but it was based on a Spanish song.
No, yeah. Basically, the reference has to be a Japanese, like a band from Japan's name from a song, or I didn't put song.
Got it.
I would even give you song name too. You didn't.
Yeah.
You don't have
Yeah,
that
so
written,
that's
but I would also.
Yeah, I would include that too.
I should just put Japanese music reference. So.
Because I feel like that's pretty unlikely.
Yeah, but that's why it'd be fun if it did.
It would be.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one we all kind of put is Tsurugi returning, but but changed in a way by the fruit, like something.
Really, huh?
Like something the fruit did something to him, maybe extra for like a side effect that we.
Interesting. Because we don't see any visible changes on him.
Yeah.
Within Radio Gaga or like the chapter before Radio Gaga.
Yeah, so maybe there could be like an after effect or side effect that we, maybe delayed, but
His eye gets a big thing of rock covering it that goes.
he loses his like.
It shows it's delayed by like a year.
Maybe
late onset.
Maybe when puberty hit, it had some fucking effect on him. For all we know,
The Rock disease comes back.
It's like shingles.
he stops perving on. he stops perving on Yashao.
Oh, we can only hope.
Yeah, but Tsurugi returning, but like somehow the fruit has a kind of weird
I like
effect
that.
on
Yeah.
him.
Right.
Maybe he absorbed something from Toru from the fruit. I don't know. But this is another. It takes place in the.
He just.
You get an afro.
Begins speaking out of his mouth, and he's like, "I'm in this arm."
I gained the aspect of the afro from.
It's very like in vogue. It's like Jujutsu Kaisen.
Liquid ocelots.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I hate that.
Liquid.
Okay.
Liquid Tsurugi. Oh man. So another one that takes place in the 2020s. So a lot of the people thinking like this time, a lot of debate of like what time period it's gonna take place in. But I just wrote the 2020s.
I am surprised that you both think it's gonna be like such a major time skip. I feel like it's just gonna be immediately after.
I feel because he generally Araki does do like contemporary parts. Like,
I mean, he
doesn't
mostly does
he-
future parts, but like it's also been a while, and it's been like 10 years since JoJolion, and also I feel like there's a lot of things that like I don't know, like if he wants to just set it in current year, that's only like 11 years after, so we can't have the kid of the protagonist unless we have like a really young protagonist, which it doesn't seem to be the case.
If I had to guess a year, if you guys also had to guess a very specific like year, I probably would like 2021, like have like 10 years after anything. But
the 2020s really open up kind of like the COVID can of worms
it
too.
could, but also this reality could just not have COVID.
But like he also covered that with the spoke, so
Yeah.
I don't know if like he might have an analogy for it, but I don't think he'd do it directly.
Where do you think? What was your guess for the time period? I guess takes place. Do you think it's like still in the 2010s, or do you think it's like in the past? Like
I feel like it's just 2012, or like literally coinciding with JoJolion.
the next
the
day.
next day. He enters the fucking.
I don't know.
I know the joke is the fucking flashback man is actually flash forward man,
Oh god!
but like
Don't put that.
that would actually be the only way that would have made sense.
Shut up.
Don't put that evil. But
I don't know. Like I looked back and I apparently said something about that in 2020. So like maybe it's actually a premonition instead. But yeah. I don't know. Like I feel like the whole thing with Holly just kind of limits the time gap that you can have. Because it just feels weird to have like a 4-year gap later or more and like Holly is still in the hospital.
It honestly,
Yeah, her conditions seem pretty dire.
Yeah,
but like
she
having
seems
Holly die
on the
off
cusp
camera.
of death.
she died of a cold the next day. That's how it ends or starts.
So
I
we
don't
do have
think we would end JoJolian with Gappy like resolving to find the Jokakaka if that was gonna be such a massive time skip. That seems weird.
This is a stretch, but I can see like it being 2012 or something, and this being like his motivation for island hopping is to find something fruit related on one of these islands.
Right? I don't know. The weird thing is like I can't imagine how we're going to have the protagonists of JoJolands and Gappy meeting up for the first time.
Yeah,
because that's
gonna
gonna
be
happen.
crazy.
It has to happen unless he's like dead, and like we
which
learn
would be
of it
such
later.
a fuck you. Such a screw the audience moment.
But like it happened with Johnny where like we got a flashback for him to what he was doing, but like that was given some gravity. It was given like 2 whole chapters to explain what happened.
If it is the next year, then Mitsuba's second child won't be really important in the story.
Fuck, you're right.
Well,
Why did I put
it'll
that?
Be
No,
baby though.
no, I screwed myself over.
What if it like rapidly ages because of the weird like pseudo abortion that it had?
Oh my god,
It's kind of like in
fucking
it's kind of
deep
like in
cut
Dune.
Renee's May.
Oh
Oh my
god.
god, I was literally thinking, yeah, in Dune, there's one character who is born with, when she's born, she's got like the knowledge of like every like ancestor.
The avatars has avatars.
So she's literally like 3 years old, and she's like a genius, and she's like fighting people, and it's great.
I don't know what it is about JoJolian that constantly brings me back to Twilight.
Fucking Renesmee, that is the funniest shit ever.
Part 9 ends with like a big fight, but it was just a flash forward. It is not going to happen because it was just a premonition they had, and everybody's going to be very
We
disappointed.
got nudity. Is it any nudity?
Boobies or dicks. There we go.
Boobies are if we saw
we
a
need
dick,
to have
that'd be
those
great.
though.
You have to see it, and then you can't be. If
So like if chapter 2 Gappy where he's just in void space and
If we
he's just
saw-
standing there naked with only a hat.
there'd be a bubble conveniently like blocking. If we saw the outline of its
3
balls
bubbles.
or anything, I'd give it to it.
Imagine if Gappy's reintroduced completely naked.
Again, I mean, he was
That'd be
initially
awesome.
introduced naked. He finds him again naked. That's how he gets.
It's the only way you can introduce him. He has to be nude.
But yeah, that's basically what I gotta do some edits to make them clarify some more. But I can go some of the Discord bingo. I'm not gonna do like all their entire bingo board, but I'm gonna just kind of go off of like look at people's bingo boards and see what we got.
Right?
Before that, though, I guess we should just kind of wrap our little section
Go
up.
ahead.
So
I gotta pull it up anyway.
there are 3 bingo boards. So
I gotta edit mine. So
so yeah, this is it. We are staking our claim. Come back to this video in 2026 when Tsurugi is killed off, and everyone's like, "Oh shit! Did Aeon have Tsurugi's death scene in his bingo board?"
I can't
And
wait
then
to
they
come
check-
back to this in half a decade and be so embarrassed.
It's gonna be fucking funny. It's gonna be funny in like 2 months when we see like half of our boards are just
It's gonna
completely
age so
impossible.
poorly within like a month.
That's why
We don't
that's
even
why
need
it's
to see
hilarious.
the first chapter.
all right. So I got the first one up. So these are all, like I said earlier, from our Discord and the bingo card section. So I'm gonna read like kind of like one off of each bingo board that I look at. So that I find.
Could you paste them into the chat?
Yeah. I said, give me 1 second. So I'm gonna post a type, but
And just a reminder, everyone who's playing along at home. I see there's a lot actually.
so
In our Discord server, we actually have a bingo
So-
cards. What are they called? Channels. I don't know how Discord works. But yeah, you'll find the template there. And feel free. I'm also gonna post it on Twitter.
so this is
but- Play along.
user I think it's I pulled up had a good
Kofefe.
Tofensky. I like the random piss/shit reference.
Very, very good, very good. There's always piss. There's always piss.
Has there been any in JoJoland? Steel Ball Run or JoJoland?
I
can't think. Oh, there was with Gyro eating the horse shit.
Yeah, and there's also with like I can't get the what they called Yashaho's like menstrual pain. I think mentioned a lot.
Is that a piss shit?
It's not, but
though?
I kind of count. Yeah. But
Toru was mentioned.
I do like
that is his legacy.
It's just mentioned.
But I'm gonna keep going through.
Any other funny ones?
Araki takes a break in between the first 15 chapters. I feel like that's a given. Like he took pretty frequent breaks for JoJolion, at least once a year, sometimes twice. So like
it's funny
within the first 12, definitely.
Yeah.
Give me one second.
It's funny to me how many people have nudity on theirs. I think that's really funny.
Everyone's including the nudity.
We love nudity.
Okay.
Hey, as long as the creepy anime bullshit and the nudity isn't mixed together, I'm good with that.
Please, God.
Okay, I got this is
Hey, someone had America shown.
This is from Potato Kun in our Discord. We got what's it called? I do like what's it called? There's new food
Adult
song.
Bob Sarugi.
I like
gotta qualify that with the boss.
I like new food song. I think that's a really good one.
I love the buff Sarugi.
Also, world shaking event. I guess put to be like a what's it called? Sea Moon and Made in Heaven. Like I like that one.
Yeah.
World
Electric
Shaking
Light
Event, that's a good one.
Orchestra reference. Nice.
Homoerotic action. Come on.
That's a free space.
All right.
Come on, guys.
Action. What are we qualifying that with?
Mud wrestling. I mean, also like you can also put comments of what a free space choices as well. Let's see.
Someone, I think, because when I stream mine,
Mitsuma's second child appears. Everyone has Mitsuma's second child.
Everyone wants to see Mitsuma's second child.
Why is that the most wanted thing?
It feels so important in part 8. It's like this really big moment for Mitsuba, and like I don't know,
but
people
like,
love
is
babies.
Mitsuba even an important character relative to everything
She's
else?
important to me, damn it.
No, but like, regardless, like, is she?
Well, if seeing Avatar
Shut
2 by James Cameron has taught me anything, is that everyone is constantly having children, and they're always extremely important in the sequel.
Oh,
Ooh, also, one I do like main JoJo kill someone in cold blood. I guess
That just
really
feels
funny.
like the new continuity, like just way to be.
Although
Although
morally great,
it was
JoJo.
like it started with like Giorno, maybe. No, was it before that? Josuke like didn't really kill people. He just gave them fates worse than death.
that's
I would
cold
say-
blooded.
I would
That
say-
is cold blood though.
But it's not
Josuke
killing.
did some horrifying things to humans.
It doesn't count though, because like they're a book, but
It's
they're
not
not
murder.
dead.
Would you? I would rather die than be Angelo.
Oh, I would rather
Like,
die, but like they're not dead. So
this is just like a. I I don't know. I would say that's
You
worse. Tantamount to dying.
I mean, how many horrible things happen to civilians in Gappy's like run away from Blue Hawaii? He smashed an old
I
lady's
mean, he
face with a
snapped the
shovel.
dude's neck by accident,
That old
That's true.
That-
I
that
forgot
old
about
lady's face, like she
but he
probably,
was bitching towards him. So like, who cares?
Yeah, how dare he be
How
sort of
dare
rude?
you be concerned?
I got another bingo board. Double check the name on here so as you guys check it out, because
Pretty colors.
Dad Josuke, yeah, I didn't explicitly mention that, but that's something I would love to see.
I included.
Toru jump scare.
sorry, I trying to find the name on here
We
because
just had to like succumb to the fact that like Toru will be mentioned at some point, don't we? I'm dreading
this
the
one
day.
is
He has to be. It's gonna be one of those like I clap when I see it.
this one by
moments.
user CV23 in our Discord. This the one I just posted. So
Murder in public.
that like, Damo. Just kidding.
Murder in public.
Parentheses.
Lovable goblin character. We know who that is.
Ojiro. I wish
Muggle.
Ojiro was with them. Being a man of the sea could have.
I like bad romance, not song reference, considering we just got a stand named Bad
they
Romance.
it just means like a bad romance subplot. Like,
Right. No, I get that, but we literally just had a stand called Bad Romance.
I know.
That's so funny. I literally didn't understand that until Sam specified.
And I do like new niche animal fact. I think that one's very good. Oh,
You guys gotta be more specific on part 8 questions answered. That could be anything.
I feel like this one. Okay, I just found another bingo board by Androon that had I think a lot of our combined bingo boards. I'm gonna post it right here. Go. Where I do like the
Kingdom of Naples Return.
Kingdom of Naples. Yes.
This surprisingly had a lot of R's on here. I cannot. I'm actually surprised.
Kingdom of Naples Returns killed me.
60 chapters till SPR anime release. Oh, this is actually one that I was kind of discussing.
Yeah.
So I had something like this on my bingo card, but I changed it at the last second because it is funny. Yeah, like I think I might have even had 60 chapters because that would be the equivalent of
5 years, 6 years.
Yeah, five or so years.
Stone Ocean just ended, so
And
there is kind of a discussion that David
see,
Pro
like,
might not be doing it.
5-6 years seems like maybe too much.
Yeah, that's why I ended up not doing it
What was
because
the
I couldn't
difference
find a time
between
that feels good.
Golden Wind and Stone Ocean? 2.5 years?
I think so. So are we going
Was
by
it
like
3?
ending, right? When
Ending to the first chapter? First episode?
Yeah. Hold on, I'm gonna look at part 5.
Oh god, new naming theme. I didn't even consider that.
that's a good.
Oh,
that's a very
that's
good
terrifying.
What could they do? What could he do?
That's a really that's a really good
I won't
actually.
survive that.
Yeah, what could they possibly? All sea related, or like a different language of like sea creatures.
Wow, so actually the last
in any way
episode.
relevant.
A lot of people want
So-
Toru copium.
Yeah.
So part 5 anime ended in July 2019, and then part 6 was what 2021, correct?
So 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I feel like Steel Ball Run is probably like 3-4 years off.
I know I think we may have talked about this with somebody else. Maybe
I feel
Nettie.
like they're going to keep going with David Productions. Like that, I don't see them, because like, yeah, we might have a wait between JoJolion and JoJolands, but like, it can't be that long of a wait. Like, they could probably start it and like end around the same time Araki ends it.
Also, what about
Maybe
the
that's
cursed
a bit
idea
much.
of JoJo filler? Like, what if they catch up?
They wouldn't. I don't think they would.
How hilarious would it be if they catch up to like the current chapter?
They have so much
of JoJolands
like
and then do
backlog
filler.
shit to catch up on, like with The Spoke and
It's true.
who knows
Maybe
what
even
else.
Demonic Heartbreak will probably be finished by then. That could probably be like a
OVA,
one
maybe.
season of anime.
Would it be
I
enough
think it
for
could be-
one season?
Currently, there's 2 volumes, I think. So I think that they could definitely.
That feels
like,
like something that would be
speculation-wise-
made by a different production studio.
Yeah, I agree.
Like,
well, that's
specifically
why
to mark the change in artist.
I think that we could. It's like pretty realistic that we could see an entirely CG part, with part 7, just
I didn't
because.
consider that.
Just because like the cast is a lot smaller, like we would only need. You could have like really good like models.
You
for
really want the
Johnny
people
and
to do the
Gyro.
OPs to do part 7.
Yeah, Kamikaze Doga should just do part 7 in my opinion. It'd be rough though, 'cause,
I know
like, you
we
need
got
to
the
do stand of the week,
horses, but
guys.
like,
That's the meme, yeah.
Alright.
like people are right. Horses are notoriously difficult to animate, but like, I feel like they've known for so long that this is gonna have to be a thing that like they've been preparing for it. Not necessarily like in like 2D animation, but like figuring out how to rig and composite it to be good enough.
Mm-hmm. And something I know I've mentioned before that has happened. David Pro has like gotten a lot of talent lately. Kind of infamously, I think it was in 2019 maybe. Shaft had a lot of brain drain. Like Studio Shaft, who were like considered a very like classy studio. They lost a lot of their staff specifically to David Pro, and it's kind of weird. I feel like. Yeah, everything is kind of consolidating now in the anime industry to like Mappa and David Pro. Those are like the big names.
Shaft was the one that made the Kakyoin egg thing, right?
No,
that was
no, Clamp. That was Clamp. All right, sorry.
That's Clamp. Yeah,
different thing.
Same
sorry.
Letters. No, Shaft has done like
Madoka Magica,
the Monogatari.
Right?
Yeah, they did Madoka Magica. They did the Monogatari series. What's his face? I can't remember the guy's name.
Did Clamp make Code Geass?
Clamp did do the designs for Code Geass.
Sunrise. Oh,
Sunrise animated it, but Clamp did
single illustrator then?
No, Clamp is a what do they call, manga group? Clamp's
oh no, I'm gonna stop talking.
A doujin group. Clamp is a doujin group.
Right.
It was a bunch of women who did like XXXholic. They did the designs for Code Geass, but not the actual story. I think it was an anime original.
I can't tell if the
story.
gay ass thing was you intentionally saying that or not.
I've just heard people call it Code Geass for years, so I think it's funny to call
you
it
never
Code
kind
Geass.
of call it out.
Code Geass. It's Code Geass.
Yes.
I love Code Geass.
I have like would you do like one or two more or for
I'm fine.
I got one more.
You got one more good one?
Yes. This is from I think you got his name in our Discord. Aeon's on here.
Oh God.
Aeon takes another L.
I mean, that's just a free space. I don't know why.
But some on here I think are pretty like fun ones.
Oh, that's funny. Lewd song title.
There are only
a
3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and me taking some L's.
I do like a character regarded as a cuck.
Oh God.
I honestly...
I can see it too.
Because, what's it called? Well, Ojiro's not a cuck.
Setting is
Ojiro
a
wasn't
fictional
really cucking anyone, but...
place.
I think
so, like, the Jojolands is a real thing. Like, the Jojolands is the name of the place.
Yeah, it's like in World of Warcraft when they just like find new islands.
I don't even think I've actually like considered like the idea of that being just the name of a place that is the setting for it, but I don't know.
Maybe it's like Pandora, like they discover like a new planet island or a planet moon that is.
We
like,
are going to space, guys. We're going to the JoJolands planet.
JoJolands is space where all the cars are at, yeah.
James Cameron is like, I'm working with my friend Rocky here to bring you the next great jump in Avatar.
Oh, yes.
And it's
space is the ocean of the skies, is James Cameron.
It's true.
But the one true. I do like at least 3 instances of enemies to allies in JoJolands.
They just put sex here.
I do like that one.
Do they mean a character like has on-screen sex? Or like do characters like procreate or what is the
I
guess any form of sex?
Maybe it's like a page or a scene like heavily implied they just did it or something. Not like, oh yeah, she's pregnant right now.
Does it need to be on screen?
Yeah, yep, in detail in a 2-page spread. No.
Love it.
But yeah, thank you.
What was it, Kaguya? I love his word that said like certain publications can actually show it for like 4 pages or something.
Can't show any. I'm trying like. I still don't believe that Goku had sex. And like every kind of like shonen thing, just like, oh yeah, they are or they had the kid. Like.
Well, yeah, we're not going to see graphic sex in my.
We are going to see this,
but in my
ultra jump, yeah.
Anything's possible in ultra jump.
Anything's possible.
I open up the ultra jump I have behind me. What will I see, Jim?
I just love the idea of someone like saying, "Oh yeah, porn." Like, "Oh yeah, I want to see porn in the new JoJo part." Like, all right, you're just losing that spot. But
Rule 34
what was the name of
JoJolands.
that one Ultra Jump like manga that was like on the cover with JoJo, like penis mansion?
I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
The only other
There was
manga
something like that.
I only know No Gun Life from Ultra Jump.
That's the only other Ultra Jump manga that I can name.
I used to do like setting in a fictional place. I guess some of those islands can be fictional, I guess, or like a hidden island. But
Like at some point, I think Ultra Jump just became the JoJo manga.
true.
The JoJo magazine, despite the fact that there is a JoJo magazine now.
Yeah, that is really
like,
funny.
is there anything else people care about in Ultra Jump? No gun
I'm
life,
sure.
you said?
I'm sure there are. Well,
I think
one of the problems with like getting manga over here is like only like 10% of all the manga that is actually like made gets translated, even like by fans. So I'm sure that these publications have like dozens and dozens of fans. Like I'm not joking. Like they probably have like pretty big followings for all their different series. We just don't get that perspective unless you speak Japanese.
actually, all right. What's it? I got one more by Gyobo. Then we done because that's like kind of went back to the bottom. Because I had this one had some fun ones. So we got like one interesting one, like time skip during the part, which I never really thought about. Rocky like, just doing a time skip in the part.
It was
That'd
called
be interesting.
Valhalla Penis Mansion. There we go.
That's
I was
awesome.
still looking it up.
I think the one on here is just like Haruno like
Oh, I see
Electric
it.
Boogaloo 2. It's like a Haruno 2 incident happening in the community. I find very
Arno, what?
Yeah, it's called Valhalla Ochinchin-kan.
interesting. I never heard of it.
And this is the crazy part. Like you can look up the current lineup for Ultra Jump on Wikipedia, and like half the titles don't even have pages.
Yeah, like most of it's just like etchy, I think. So like, I don't know. That's some people's thing, but
So
I think
Look,
I think one of the Alita series may have ran in Ultra
did
Jump.
it?
Maybe. Oh yeah, Gundam Last Order.
okay.
Yeah, that's the sequel to, because technically Elite is called Gundam in Japanese.
Gundam.
No, Gundam,
I lost interest when it wasn't
like Venom.
Venom.
So yeah, I posted
Venom,
one last
Venom.
bingo board just because a couple.
Another Jokakaka character fusion.
Like I said, a dev community one of like a Haruno like experience. Haruno.
We're
like-
gonna get evil Gappy.
I do.
Anti-Gap.
I do love.
His teeth are fine.
His teeth are...
That's the only difference.
But yeah.
Huh. There was a Little Witch Academia. Oh my god, Ruby! There was a Ruby
Yeah,
manga.
you forgot about
yeah.
You forgot about that?
In Ultra Jump. These are in Ultra Jump.
Main villain shows up earlier than halfway through part. I hope so.
Yeah.
Like the speculation for the main villain shit was so. It was my least favorite part of JoJolian speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was and like
Yeah.
when Toru introduced, it was so obvious. We're like, there's no way you could be the main villain. It was too obvious, but then it
Because
was.
it was way too late in the part. Like that was the latest we've ever gotten a main villain reveal. So like it didn't make
Yeah,
sense that like
absolutely insane.
we didn't get anything prior to that.
And this is another one of like,
Especially with the leader of the rock humans. Like that felt like something that should have been built up. It felt like Daima was more built up to than Toru.
there's a lot of people that say Daima was the
for
main
real.
villain.
But I mean like even prior to him being like the big evil
Yeah.
of
Just the
that
way
like
that
first
his-
section.
The way that his arc ties into Josuke's makes him like considerably more like thematically a villain than Toru
He-
being like this kind of
Because
weird
Toru isn't really
insertion later
treated
on.
as much as like a leader of
If anybody.
doctors than because like they're all more in for it for themselves. There's no like leadership really going. I don't know. Whatever. I'm getting back into JoJolian bullshit.
I love
Yeah, I
Damo.
know.
This is a new part without any of the baggage except some of the baggage, which we're just like kind of stringing off behind the boat.
But yeah, that's the last one I'm gonna pull up for the bingo board. So
Drop part of standability. That feels like a given.
yeah, it depends on how broken they make the main stand user.
Oh, I like how like all of this. I don't think I've seen a single like guess as to what the main protagonist's ability is going to be because people already know. There's no guessing that.
Ooh, there is a good one of known character dies off screen in between the parts.
That sucks.
That's
but yeah,
really funny.
maybe
We cross our arms. Yeah, maybe.
it's gonna be Joshu. He's just gonna be the only one gone, and it's not gonna be addressed.
Hobo Joshu. I
He climbs out of the sewage again.
crawled out of a pipe. The local homeless man is just Joshu. Never recovered.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
thank you all. Well,
I
first,
just
I'll
wanna-
thank everybody for submitting your bingo boards in there. I only dropped like one message saying I might use these for the upcoming episode, and hey, this was that episode. So
And yeah, I want to also just urge everyone, like, now's the time. Like, think of how funny it would be to do a bingo board before part 9 even starts. And then you can point back to your epic W's and be like, look, it was me. Look, there I am, Gary. I said that Josuke was going to die on screen.
or just see how
back
horribly
in
your bingo boards
January.
aged. Because, God forbid,
Yep.
all of ours will.
Oh, yeah, it's the best part. It's the funniest part about this.
But yeah, anything else then, or should we wrap it up? Because we've been going on for a while.
No, this has been a lot of fun. I'm so happy to do this. Happy to have Aeon back on.
Hey.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We're getting
It's always
back.
fun.
We're getting back in that new JoJo rhythm, I guess. It's crazy.
Yeah, the new Boku
It's
no
crazy to
Rhythm.
think about this. We're in like a month. We're gonna be getting that.
The first time that us Westerners have been given a new JoJo part.
I don't think all of us. Some people I think were following it, but for the most part,
That's true.
everyone since the new anime started
Yeah.
now coming.
Well, was
Yeah, that's the end of that sentence.
How many people fucking got the mindset of? Oh, I just didn't read part 8.
I
There's
can't
gonna be a
imagine those
few, but
people.
like
the mad people that skip
I
parts.
feel like if you're like interested in a new JoJo part, I don't.
Well, I followed the basement
You
order.
have a whole part
I
to
followed the
read,
basement
like-
order.
Well, the basement order won't lead you wrong.
Like I know people like complain about part skippers a lot, but I don't think it's as big of a problem as. All right, that's a lie. All right, I'm embarrassed now. No,
Ultimately, I don't
think
care.
people- yeah, like most people want to read all the parts once they're invested in JoJo. Anyone who's going to care about a new JoJo part is going to be someone who read it.
True.
Yeah. Like, I honestly, I don't fucking care how people experience media, but if you come in my face with bad, stupid opinions that are uneducated in the way that they don't, like, they reflect that you have not, consumed the media, at least, then I will
Fucking
make fun of you and laugh at you.
JoJo
but
Bernies.
if you want to just fucking read every other chapter of part 7 and experience JoJo that way, I literally can't stop. So
You could
Remember, kids, gatekeeping is good, morally and ethically.
true.
That's the lesson.
Nah, let people do whatever they want, but you know.
All right, I guess we should plug it up, Jim.
Yeah, I just have to say, I had just a really weird like Wikipedia rabbit hole that I went on
Oh, God.
because I looked at the Ultra Jump like series that ran in Ultra Jump, and then I saw a series called Melancholia, and I was like,
Ooh.
huh, that reminds me of that terrible movie with Kirsten Dunst that I watched. And then I looked into that, and apparently it was done by the guy that did the Voynich Hotel,
What?
which is another good manga that I've read. So this is just like, I've just had a stupid. I shouldn't.
That's
even
neat
said
for
anything
you.
about this.
Melancholia reminds me of that one song from Xenoblade Chronicles X. Not relevant. It's just brought up memories. It's a good song.
All right. Well, and on that stupid tangent that I just made everyone experience,
I'm used to those, Jim.
Yeah.
And as you're used to like all of our tangents by now.
It's
that's what you
JoJo.
hear.
Yeah.
It's literally exclusively tangents,
I'm
even
like-
in the manga itself.
Like all the JoJo, all the Chainsaw Man tangents, Jim. Like everybody should be used to them in one of our series or another.
If you don't go on a
True.
tangent while talking about manga, are you actually talking about the manga?
True. All right, join us next week for the Melancholia Manga Month,
That
where we read every episode of
I'm s-
chapter.
every
All
time
right.
you bring a new manga up, the next part 3 episode gets delayed another month, Jim.
We actually had someone ask about that recently, and I felt really bad. They were like, "Hey, you guys gonna do more part 3
want to.
podcasts?" And I was like, "Oh, I'd like to." But, we just get sidetracked.
Yeah, we do. Hey,
We had to do all of Ava.
we had to. We had to do that, and the Crunchyroll was coming. I think we gotta do that.
We're the only publication that still cares
We're
about the Crunchyroll.
Yeah, we're the
awards.
only people
I
that
need
get
to rewatch Ava at some point.
Oh, it's good, and you should listen to our little podcast.
Plug
I
that.
definitely will. I think I watched the first one, but I need to like revisit Ava to even remember half the shit.
It's so dense. I rewatch it every few years, and there's so much shit that I forget
tripping,
about.
and the rebuilds maybe lose my mind. A lot of
Are
ways.
they bad or are they good? Like I don't know the
That's the best way to describe it.
That's the
Congratulations.
question. Yeah. Are they bad or are they good?
I had a lot to talk about, and I usually.
You know what? Just ultimately, I think the rebuilds, they have a very complex legacy. I would say they kind of equal out. I will say that I did enjoy the last movie a lot, though. It felt like a really good ending for Ava.
But
yeah, watch them yourself and experience the
speaking
pain.
of plugs,
You know, in some ways, this could be considered the rebuild of JoJo.
maybe.
True. True.
You see, I tied it all
Actually.
back so that tangent wasn't for nothing.
Hell yeah. So it's what we call a segue,
Yes.
maybe?
Well-
I don't know.
Let's plug Aeon. What do you want to plug?
I am Aeonstar on YouTube and Radiant Aeonstar on Twitter. And check both of those out. Hopefully, I will be able to finally put to rest that one JoJolian video that I've talked about forever and never get a chance to work on because fucking so much shit in my life. But I'm constantly active on Twitter, so if you want to hear from me more, that's where I am.
Hell yeah. Think about the SEO optimization. Oh, wait. That just is redundant. Think about the SEO power of dropping that, like, the day that the new part 9 chapter comes out. That'd be perfect.
That's what I want to do, but, like, if that's even possible, who knows?
Life-
I got, like, so much shit on my plate,
Yeah.
man.
Life.
Well, we're all putting our hands up and giving you our spirit energy.
Yeah.
So.
Lend me your energy.
And I guess dudes start doing plugs. If definitely put your comments on some, I guess, free spaces, or put your bingo boards in our Discord, or I'm not sure if we put them on Twitter or not, but
So what I'll do is I'm gonna post. Oh, actually no. I'm gonna post my bingo board on Twitter just so that it's like on Twitter when I drop this episode. I guess maybe we could do like a hashtag. What's a funny little hashtag? Let's do hashtag JoJoLands bingo.
You gotta do
Bingo,
some kind
yeah.
of funny joke in there, right?
Bing
Yeah,
Joe.
we gotta maybe
Bingo land.
Bing JoJo.
No.
Bingo Lands.
Go
Oh my
go
God.
no.
Bingo Lands.
Bingo
Okay.
Land.
Yeah. Do hashtag Bingo Lands. So yeah, when I post mine, I guess you guys can post yours
Yeah.
if you want to. Not gonna force
Hashtag
anyone.
bingo
After we
lands.
edit.
Hashtag Bingo Lands will do. I'll make that part of the video title too. Hashtag
And
Bingo Lands.
speaking of Twitter, you can follow the podcast and everybody here on the Twitter. And like I said, on the Discord, if you need the bingo and you want to post it on there for other people to look at, you can go there and discuss it there. And with that, I think that's it. Unless anybody else has anything else to plug.
No, I do want to just say that there are currently no results for hashtag Bingo Lands, so we are.
Oh man, we're in. We're in.
Hell yeah.
This is gonna be perfect.
Exclusive. I can't believe that wasn't taken.
I know, crazy. I guess there aren't like a lot of like
gonna-
65-year-old.
Don't
people
buy that
posting about
domain. That
Bingo
domain's
Lands.
ours.
No.
It just redirects to the fucking YouTube page.
Yeah.
So
All right. Well, once again, I want to thank everyone for listening. Thank you again for joining us, Aeon.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
What is that?
And
Hopefully you can join us for his future Jokakakas when that comes around.
You
Oh,
guys, like, if you ever want me on for anything JoJolands, like, I'm not gonna be making fucking chapter reviews. So, if you ever want me on, hey, I'm here.
We've seen how unhinged those can get when past Jokakaka with you and Holly. So
yeah.
So.
All right. Well, with that, we'll wrap it up. Have a wonderful New Year. Happy New Year,
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. And we hope to see you join us in the new year with Jojolands.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Shine on.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.